just beautiful. The smoke comes in. Elgato gonna fall off. The Knights are gonna come through the smoke.
For a second, Burn turning up, looks for a third. Oh my goodness, oh, we're seeing it!
Look, this man unlocks another ace. Burn peeks up, oh no. Strength, oh, the one tap.
Do it. 1v1.
Lord, I am absolutely loving this.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Let's Play Live CSGO Pro League. It is week number 5 now, guys. How quickly has this all been rolling on right now? It's been absolutely wild, but as usual, my name is Mitch Conky Cannon. Alongside me is Dion Komodo Parada, and you know, we've been going by Komodo lately, haven't we, man?
Yeah, it seems to be the reoccurring hashtag, and look, we rock it, don't we? I think it's the one that we both agree with, and I think it suits quite well. But we are into another week, as we are seeing right now, and as always, guys, new week means new attire, and I think we've stepped it up today.
What's funny, it actually kind of blurs with the camera style as well, but not all going to be on about us tonight, guys. Of course, we did have the amazing switch up of the games last week. They were pretty straightforward, but in the end, they were pretty exciting at the exact same merit. Of course, we did have Bantz on the 2-0, and that was a really, really solid one. You know, really close on overpass, super enjoyable to be a part of.
Yeah, super close, as you do say in the end there, 16-14, 2-0 to Bantz. It actually does knock Downfall out of the competition as well for the season, which, you know, is always unfortunate. A little bit of a caveat, though. Bogeyman here with that stellar ace, all headshots. Very, very crispy there. But yeah, the boys of Downfall are out, and so too now we do see Augless as Skyfire. Again, very close in the scoreline. They will slip on through.
No, exactly. Look, I'm really excited to see what Skyfire actually put up last week. You know, again, close games, of course. Train was super sharp, super really entertaining to watch across the board, you know, 16-14. And we did get to see, obviously, those AWPs come out. Moe looking great. But then at the exact same merit, so was Lou, so was BZ. You know, everyone was stepping it up. But checking up on the brackets, of course, as it stands. We've got some exciting games ahead of us tonight, Dion. Obviously, we've got the two guys going on from this week, from last week rather, into this week, which obviously is going to be Bantz and Skyfire, but they'll be meeting up against both Mako and the Truckers.
Yeah, really in for some close ones, I feel, tonight. Again, it is going to be, you know, one of those elimination nights. Losers of tonight will be going home. So as you see, Skyfire, either Mako or Bantz, of course, the winners, they go into next week to play each other, as well as Roosters and Paradox. But, you know, for the lineups tonight, I am very excited, and I do really think it is going to be close.
Yeah, look, this is one of the evenings that really could have the capacity to go pretty much all, you know, 6 maps during the course of the night. I think potentially, you know, looking down the barrel of that Truckers versus Skyfire, both teams with a lot to prove. You know, Truckers, they've had such like a Cinderella story for a little while, you know, after picking up Panic, looking really, really good. But they have sort of stagnated a little bit and slowed down ever since then. But Skyfire, they're on the other sort of side of the boundary. You know, they're actually on the way up, and they're looking really, really solid. And I could say the exact same thing pretty much about Mako and Bantz. Obviously, the Bantz boys, you know, really, really lovable crew. But Mako have shown us that they mean business as well.
Yeah, no, 100%. You know, you put the rosters of all of these boys up on the table, and any which one of them that could be playing against each other, you're surely going to be in for an exciting match. But speaking of the rosters, we'll first see the Truckers. Of course, Swede, Smooth Crim, JD, Panic, and PZ. Expecting big things from these boys tonight.
Yeah, look, obviously the map's going to be exciting to see what we've got in store for us, you know, depending on what our sort of overall analysis will be for these boys. But exact same light, you know, Truckers, really, really cool and exciting roster. They've got so much firepower behind all of these members, you know, with the experience as well. But then, you know, we move over to Skyfire, of course, you know, another very, very experienced roster, super... you know, I guess just they've got a broad capacity of ability across the board. You know, obviously Moe IGLing and has been a big brain in the scene for quite some time. Noisy's been there as well. You know, Dirty obviously coming from America. But yeah, no, got the young talent with the old guard at the exact same time. So really, really cool to have such a close. Well, yeah, it should be a really, really close matchup tonight.
Yeah, and one of the things will be clutchy to look out for in that roster. Of course, you know, the newest edition there, but these are the maps that we're going to be seeing for tonight, which is actually kind of interesting. You know, Nuke and Overpass, I'm always welcoming in them. Of course, the final destination map in Inferno, if it does go to the third one, which, I mean, between these two teams, very well could indeed. But I am very excited for I guess second map more than the first one here.
As always, the orange man loves his orange map of Overpass. But now look, I'm in blue tonight, and we'll be on Nuke, of course, the first one up. And now Nuke, again, we've spoken about a number of times. It's a really, really exciting map. So much versatility. Obviously, it's got the upstairs, the downstairs, you know, plenty of layers through this map and a lot of strategy that goes along with it as well. So I'm actually glad to see that we've got the good maps at the start. And then not that Inferno is a bad map, but that is always the one, like you think about so many of these really, really like memorable series, they've quite regularly finished on Inferno. You know, obviously we've got Mouse Sports versus Renegades at IM Sydney. We've got the Boston Major where Cloud9 took down FaZe. That map, as much as we do see it probably a little bit too much, when there's some good teams and a good matchup, it can be some really exciting CS.
100% agree with you in that one. And, you know, being the third map in the series, it is you sort of map that you would expect to be the third one as well. You know, it's that map that we can always rely upon, I guess, to be the closing map there as well. You know, T-side aggression when it generally comes to AU CS and NZ CS as well, AUNZ. But yeah, to me, Inferno is one of those maps that I'm kind of comfortable with not being played. So if it does go 2-0 tonight, look, I'll be all right. But if it does go to that third and final map, I'm sure that we're going to be in for a belter.
No, absolutely. And speaking of that, looks like we'll be about to just jump into it in a second. But look, guys, from all the way from Western Australia through Melbourne to New Zealand, we are going into Nuke. Of course, big shouts to everyone who makes this broadcast happen, and that includes Vodafone, Western Digital Black, Conker Monitors, and the New Zealand Defence Force. Guys, thank you so much. And here we go, Nuke. Truckers versus Skyfire, and it's going to be some damage coming out from that nade initially. No, not quite, but Moe, he'll pick up the opener.
Now it's going to be sweet to see what damage he can deliver right now, but it's actually the one for Panic to see if he can do something next to the Mega Door. It's not going to be the case as Dirty and Moe find a couple of frags. The flank starting to come in right now, and overlooking positions is going to get the better of Truckers in almost every single frag found by Skyfire.
Dude, that was insane. Like, immediately, straight off the bat, we've already got a straight rush down ramp, super crisp shots coming out, obviously, from Moe and the rest of the team. But Skyfire, they're here on what will be the more difficult side of Nuke, obviously the T side, the orange side, of course, the attackers. And look, they just came out all guns blazing, you know, straight into ramp. The nade barely even did anything from Panic, and now they're just going to go for that default. The utility to break the nades, break the door, sorry, off. And now we'll see what goes through the boost inside ramp. But yeah, just looks like a set default for the time being in the second round.
And it is going to be the force up right now for the Truckers too. You've got the Scout on Swede, you've got the Deagles for the rest of the boys. Just once again, see what damage they can delve out and maybe see if they can pick up this second round. You know, it wouldn't be AUCS without being able to pick up the anti-eco. But what I'm seeing right now is I believe Tots snuck his way all the way, yes, into the lower side.
It's going to be a slow walk over towards that ramp position. Swede, though, might actually get caught off guard. Clutchy spots out Panic up on the top, and there we go. A second entry kill from Clutchy as well. The Mac-10, very, very aggressive, making his way through. But yeah, as you mentioned, this sort of control from Tot, really, really cool to see. It looks like he did get out through that door and down the vents, and now taking the full control. Bomb will be planted by Moe. The Truckers, they sit there with their Deagles, and it looks like they actually might try to save. It looks like at least PZ's already made his way out. JD will join him. And then maybe Smooth Cream just sitting to see if he can find an exit. But yeah, look, very clean round from Skyfire. And in that AUNZ CS fashion, the second round will actually not be picked up by the CTs.
And I guess that's what you want as well if you are on the T side, I guess, of Nuke more strongly.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. And look at the body just ragdoll there as well. He's being stabbed and it's just insult to injury. It's like, I've got it. My knees are broken. Or rather the back. I'm just going to take it. Bit of a funny one there. But yeah, just holding for the exits right now is the Truckers. PZ will be good for one. What I wanted to touch upon, however, here is, you know,
dirty.
Purchasing up the weapons in the second round. You want to try and transition as much over into the third as possible. And Skyfire's managed to do that, right? Only losing a member in the end there. They take over the AK, they take over the Galil, and now they can upgrade where they're not going to be expecting too much of a strong buy from the Truckers because they'll be aware of the monetary position.
You know, exactly right. You know, all the weapons going down means that they just sit above that 2k mark, not really a whole lot extra in the bag. So they're going to go for that full save and slowly make their way actually over towards the ramp position. Dirty, the only member seeming to be keen to take it on. Noisy are not too far behind him. But right now, you know, Skyfire giving a lot of respect to the side of the truckers. You know, I guess crazier things do happen in these third round ecos, and they will choose to flash themselves in, clear the corners, but don't seem to be full committed onto the aggression just yet.
Yeah, well, Tot, once again, he's the one to sneak himself down to this lower B bomb site and clear out as many angles as possible. He will eventually gather the info that there's no one around the vent area. He can just sit pretty and wait to see if the truckers look for some info here. They can guess that there is a bit of a stack happening, but they don't exactly know where. Is it going to be down to secret? Is it going to be down to ramp? Usually you would see the ramp stack when it comes down to nuke. But Skyfire, they aren't 100% that that's going to be happening here. So they are being very careful, very cautious of what this round could be presented for them.
Yeah, well, a lot of the time, you know, you get a little bit antsy. You know you're going to have the upgraded weaponry. It happens all the time. And just holding that W key, trying to rush around. But again, as you mentioned, Skyfire, they're taking it slow, feeling it out. And ultimately, they haven't lost a single weapon. Not a whole lick of damage has been dealt in this round just yet. But now with some control taken of the B site, they will be able to smoke Mega, the nade into Secret. Nobody home. So now Tot looking to take that control. And this is where the action does start to come out. So an initial kill found by Tot. But he will quickly go down to Smooth Crim. So maybe some damage about to be dealt back by the truckers.
And they've got nothing to lose right now. Only these pistols. The best weapon they've got is that Desert Eagle on Panic. The bodies are starting to hit the floor, however. Smooth Crim good for one. Can't quite get anything else. Now just down to Swede. On him at 10. Does he just choose to hold off for the exits? He's going to have 3 Ts staring at him. And he will find the frag in the end. Skyfire, the clean 3-0 to start off in the beginning of Nuke is really good because, as you did mention earlier, you know, the CT side of this map is generally the side that you'll put your stronger numbers up on the scoreboard. So to see Skyfire start off very well, it does lead in for a good beginning for them, and hopefully it can continue in this map here of Nuke.
Yeah, no, for sure. And again, obviously, this is the map pick actually of the of Skyfire. Despite knowing that how truckers are really, really solid at this map. So it actually did take me aback a little bit, but of course, you know, when it's not your pick, you do start on the other side. So truckers, you know, comfortable with their choice here, and the moving into overpass next. So there we go, but Tot, he's already found 2 very early on in the rounds. Very aggressive site takes. Noisier, another one onto JD, and almost immediately Dion. Yeah, that's a save.
Yeah, really well done once again to just chug it straight down into the B site, catch truckers off guard, not really ready for any sort of aggression. Tot probably feeling that it is a little bit free in this game so far. Like that frag potentially should have been for Pineapple Zip, but sometimes legs do happen. Yeah, just very aware, Skyfire, of how truckers seemingly are playing in the early stages of this map. Hopefully they'll be able to put pieces to the puzzle and get the bigger picture after this round. Because, you know, surviving with this M4 on the AWP, it will be crucial if they're to try and, I guess, make their first impact in this matchup.
No, exactly. Look, getting this many rounds on the T side so early on, massively critical to the way that the rest of the map and even the series plays out. And it looks like Skyfire, you know, they're here to party tonight. They're certainly not going to bed early, looking to make it work. And that really excites me. You know, this is a team that we know that they've been a little bit sort of, you know, inconsistent, a little bit up and down. But right now, they're proving to me that they've got the fire in the belly to take it through. And the truckers, they will just sit happy with their eco for the time being. But again, we're only into the 5th round now. So there's plenty more left. And Panic, he's got a deagle. And he's up close to the round. 1, 2, not quite the 3rd. And there's Tot to at least get the trade, but Sweet does a little bit of damage back. However, that does mean Skyfire, they are at the early man disadvantage here.
And Pineapple Zip on the AWP is a very scary prospect. But it's going to be a deagle yet again. JD to find Moe does make things all the more spicier for Skyfire right now. 2-man deficit. They are still over towards ramp. And now Swede finding Dirty. What is happening right now? Truckers, these deagles, they are decimating Skyfire. The trade in the end. There's Panic.
And there it is. Love to hear it. Hey, it always excites me. It's just the most troll thing ever. But if it's on your team and you're the one hearing it after you win the round, then it's good. It's only toxic when you're the one that loses the round and, you know, you just realize you're not getting any tacos either.
Food's good. Tacos, they do go well.
What'd you have for dinner tonight?
I had homemade schnitzel burgers. I'll tell you what though,
Ooh,
yesterday was the more interesting food. So after I finished my own stream up, my sister had made homemade dumplings, like dough homemade and everything. Man,
dude,
so
delicious. Alrighty, so control of outside, certainly hunting for their own dumplings as PZ does spot the member cruising around into secret. But once again, that's the full control taken. Tot, really, really aggressive plays here on the outside of this map of Nuke, which is certainly the way you want to do it, but it looks like they are a little bit more switched on to this aggression. And Tot has certainly pumped the brakes slightly, slowing it down, and the positioning of Trucker sort of does show the test of that. So now taking the time to just wait and see what the aggression will do. So there we go, PZ down on that site. No, sorry, that's Swede actually, rather, but PZ does find the opening shot onto Dirty.
Yeah, we are just going to be waiting and seeing how Skyfire will re-aggress themselves in this round. 40 seconds to go. Moe is close outside the annex. Just waiting to see if they can spot any CTs creeping on at bay. 2 on the site.
Shot.
Is he good for a clutchy? This will definitely hinder Skyfire's advances into the site yet again. But the sneak coming out from Tot. Oh, sorry, Noisejot right now up in heaven and Tot in vent. 20 seconds though. This is still going to be. It's going to be very sticky.
Yeah, no, lots of work that needs to be done, but there's Noisier trying to find it. PZ, JD, getting it done. And the Truckers, that was a beautiful, crisp, clean round right there. Not a single lick of damage basically done in it at all. And, you know, despite all the additional control taken by Skyfire, Noisier wrapping around, trying to get through heaven, Tot trying to make his way up the vents. Truckers, they were just on that site, taking full control, and they have sent Skyfire into an eco round.
Yeah, but we've already seen what Pistols can do in this matchup, Conky. And on the T side here, let's see what Skyfire are going to be able to do with it. The straight rush into the A site through the flames. They will sleuth themselves down into the B site. And we do know that Tot loves to just waltz his way around and really make it his own home. But the bomb plant to go down so early in the round, Skyfire already affording themselves extra money and now a chance to close out this round and maybe even win the eco. A great nade from Swede though to find Moe.
JD to follow on. Tot as well will go down. Dirty, though, able to find the kill on the behind through the smoke in the control room. JD ready for it. Will send the nade down. So no Kevlar might take Dirty down very, very quickly. And indeed he will. So it's all left onto Noisier. Just going to try and play a couple of exits here. But the sound cue might actually not be able to get him. But looks like Panic happily on the bomb. And just again, a successful round for the Truckers.
Yeah, starting to get a wriggle on this CT side now, but of course that was just against the eco of Skyfire. Now back into the weaponry. No AWP on the T side. They will just be relying on all these AK-47s. So I guess it's going to be the time for Pineapple Zip to really shine in the server, right? The AWP, he's had it for a couple rounds now, and this is where the CTs really need to start to just gather rounds under their belt, you know? They're capable of holding Skyfire at bay. They're capable of winning their rounds. We know this. They've just got to, I guess, catch Skyfire off guard, or make sure that they are just hitting the headshots if they catch Skyfire, well, a single Skyfire member out.
That's all they need to do. Try and find that early pick and really just sort of take the wheels off any form of aggression. So Panic just still waiting inside that ramp position. We've already got the stack up towards Mustang and the top of Hut. And now just waiting slowly to see what is going to come out from Skyfire. By the way they're set, it looks like they might potentially be going for that A-bust. Get the utility out on top, but no, they're going to wander around, try to take that control of outside for the time being, but look at this position from Swede. A massive one. You see Dexter play it, and ultimately the full control given by the IGL, and he will even be able to take down Moe to just 4 points of HP, so this is much, much cleaner from the Truckers right now, looking solid here on the map of Nuke.
And JD will have a lot of info right now as well, coupled with the fact that Smooth Crim is still up on the rafters. They will look to lock down the site. While Skyfire starting to set something up with 30 seconds to go. The deep smoke's in towards Outers. That's going to try and send a little bit of a fake over to Truckers, because there's no time for Skyfire to go all the way around through vent, or through
Good
secret
smoke.
or vent, and go down to the B site. So we'll see what they're going to do here. Although maybe they do choose to go down to there. They're going to be sticky for time. But no,
It's going to be a struggle regardless. There it is.
Okay.
Wow, actually, no, I'm eating my words right now. Clutchy, Dirty, Moe, all opening up here on the site, but 7 seconds remain. PZ, will he be able to find anything here? The opening kill found onto the site does make the scope, but it was a little bit too late. Now he has to get the smoke grenade down in the capacity. The no-scope comes through. Geordie, can he find the additional kills here? No, he cannot. Moe will find the kill onto PZ, and there we have it. 4 points of HP, the round secured. And that was excellent attempt, but Skyfire, Dion, what an entry onto the site there.
I think Sweet be spewing there because he did tick Moe down to 4 HP on that engagement in outers, and Moe was the one to close it out. You know, I thought Pineapple Zip was going to be able to clutch it there. The gun just sticking out at the corner of the blue box, but I guess too little of a model to see there, and I guess the timing in that situation as well, you know, try and get on the bomb. The smoke he deployed not on the site itself. It was a bit deep into the hut, but here we go. A good opener in a fresh round for the Truckers. Trying to claw back and I guess at this point in time take over Skyfire on the T side.
No, for sure. Very, very important though, obviously, to make that move, and you know, with PZ going for that aggressive outside pick and Panic pushing into the ramp as well. Very, very wise decision there to get the jump, catch the member off guard, and ultimately that will be Dirty. He is taken down early, so despite Swede going down in the round, we are still in a 4-3 advantage for the Truckers here, of course, and the money on the side of Skyfire. I mean, look, they've got a little bit in the pocket of Tot, Moe and Noisia, but aside from that, Dirty and Clutchy, they are down very, very low. So if Panic can keep his composure here at the ramp position, which does look like they are starting to at least bunch up there, that will be the time will tell in the round. So 45 seconds, ready to make it happen.
You can see the Skyfire being very careful of Panic's position as well, but he doesn't need to peek. He can let them down and then peek after it. The first one, they're looking at him. Clutchy, he'll steal the kill away from Panic to even it up. 3 versus 3. They've seen the player on the side itself. Great tapping execution onto Pineapple Zip. The JD good for one in the trade. This is starting to once again go down to the wire in the round for Skyfire. 20 seconds, a bomb being planted. It will safely be planted as well. So 40 seconds, make it 35 because the kits are here for the Truckers.
Yeah, look, that bomb being dropped was certainly a good play, but ultimately doesn't really put too much of a stopper in the aggression from Skyfire. JD was able to find that opening kill, but now they have to find 2 more. Smooth Crim getting the door open. Noisia goes down, and now surely they know where Todd is, and there it will be. Smooth Crim, JD, the dynamic duo, will be able to retake this B bomb site, secure an AK and a AWP for old mate Pineapple Zip, and there we have it. Truckers with 4, closing that gap on a Skyfire, and whether or not they actually look to force here, Dion, because they've got the only real difficult position is for Dirty and Clutchy. But yeah, maybe it's wise. No, okay, they're going to go for it. I guess that is one of the benefits though, right? You know, if you're going to go for an aggressive play, you can take the risk and drop down to either the Tech 9, the Mac 10, as they've done, and see what they can find.
Yeah, just your lesser weaponry that gives you a little bit more mobility. You can go in first, get the early information, and with a rush, you know, looking like a possibility in this round with the utility being thrown there, you know, Truckers are going to be very careful about it. Just checking all their angles, making sure they're not pulling out their own utility at the wrong time. I've seen it too many times where you're caught off guard with utility in your hand when you should have had your weapon. I'm also noting that JD is now on a single point of health, and I think that was off Clutchy rapid firing the Tech 9.
There we go. Earlier engagement. A little bit of a duel, but yes, obviously JD taken down very, very low. So now, still 5v5. Swede, does spot out that shadow there, and it actually does make him preemptively fire. The flashbang comes out, but he's going to continue to test himself and hold patiently. Noisia does go down to PZ. Very nicely done there, but now Moe will try and creep into that smoke. Swede is ready for it. Watching slowly, does find the timing, and now with that aggression, actually heading over towards ramp. PZ to drop Dirty, though. The hold has actually shifted.
Oh, the timing here for Tot is going to be very crucial. If PZ spots him out, that could be the round. But if Tot's able to get through to hell, that would have been even cooler. But Tot, he will be finished off. Now it's just down to Clutchy. PZ to spot him out.
Wow.
Find the frag to the wall at the end. What a phenomenal hold from the Truckers, I might add.
Well, PZ, clearly, he had his groove thrown off earlier, but he's found it back. The Emperor in this game so far, sitting pretty at 10-5, just like the amount of rounds that we've had. 10, obviously, going ahead. The scoreline sitting at 5-5. The equalizer now and obviously the eco will come through for Skyfire. So Truckers happily put themselves in a pretty good position, but at the end of the day, remember, they only lost the first, it was like 4 consecutive. Ever since then, you know, they've managed to find 5 out of the last 6. Really, really solid effort. And now with Panic being spotted out there, he will get the nade up. Dirty and Clutchy taken rather low, but for the time being, Truckers, they can just continue to hold, and Skyfire have to come to them.
And that's the thing, isn't it? When you get an eco round and you're on the T side of majority of the maps, you have to push the play. You have to try and catch your opponents off guard because you're not going to be given free kills 98% of the time. So for now, Skyfire, they have to take the battle to the Truckers and try to win these duels. But their HP is starting to fall. 3 members are already down. Dirty and Noisia, the last 2. And, well, make it just Noisia. Smooth Crimp putting up a couple of good numbers in this round. 2 for him, 2 for Swede. Noisia, the bomb is down. Smooth Crimp is looking after it as well.
Yeah, Noisia's had a bit of a slow start here in this game, you know, 1-5 right now, but still plenty of time left in the game. I mean, it's going to be a challenge. He's just waiting to see if anyone will push aggressively in for the bomb, but Truckers, they know, 40 seconds, really, you know, get up, have a sip of water. You don't have to push into this position, and there will be some damage dealt by JD. Certainly toying with each other a little bit right now, but Noisia does eventually start to creep around, but look, if he actually manages to find a kill here, I will actually be very surprised. As Smooth Crimp with 3, Truckers take back the lead, which was what I feel like after the last few rounds, rightfully theirs.
Actually, I think it's take the lead, not take it back, right?
Yeah, taking the lead for the first time in the game.
Yeah. Which I guess in this current era of Nuke as well, you generally do associate the CT sides more than not holding the lead for the whole game. So I guess we'll see if the Truckers can indeed hold it here, if we're going to see the close 8-7 half, because it's definitely capable. Skyfire do have a purchase here, but Tot, he's been trying to get down to that B site one too many times. All of the Skyfire members are just
sweet
right now. Playing out, and there's 3. And the Truckers, they went around with everyone alive at the end of it. That was a purchase from Skyfire.
Sam, did you get that one? I want to see that one in the highlight reel, mate. Sweet, crisp, hitting those shots. And ultimately, that is another round net by the Truckers. Not sure about that music kit, though. It sounded like Bart smashing pots and pans or something on The Simpsons. I remember that one episode running around. But anyway, back into it now in another eco for Skyfire. They've chosen to buy up just the pistols once more, and they're heading straight into the ramp here. But look at the lockdown. Panic, the farm starting to come through. All but one, and the Mexicola to come through as well. Truckers solidify ace, and now they are certainly hitting Route 66.
Yeah, they're on a roll. That's without a doubt there. Now let's just see if they can really just put it into cruise and send it home. We'll see. Skyfire do have another purchase right now. We do have a couple of AKs over for the Truckers that they'll be happy to work with as well. But can they find double digits? I'd be very excited to see, because, you know, Nuke, 10-5, very possible. 9-6, maybe the outcome here. I don't know. It's kind of hard to put your finger on, especially with the utility right now going very early for everyone. Is going to be the forced aggression out into the A site. Panic once again on for the opener onto Dirty, but Noisia, he hasn't been checked, but he needs to care next to the vent. Sweet has actually put himself down into the vent. There's just no real control for the Truckers whatsoever right now on this A site.
They've certainly got him guessing, though. Noisia sort of sitting there really, really concerned and confused. He can't make the call to say, boys, come out, help me out here. He just sort of sits waiting patiently if there's going to be any over-aggression. But this position from JD, that's the one I'm interested in right now. Obviously, 2 members up in heaven. The Molotov has missed, but there it is. The opening kill. Tot from the fake vent will be able to trade it back, though. And Tot with another. Looking sharp here. Clutchy, and finally, Noisia on the board. All left on the PZ, but Clutchy will solidify. And that is a 6th round here for Skyfire. All but one remain in the half. And whilst Truckers have at least won it out, they've certainly taken away that chance to bring it to double digits. Again, we know they're a solid T-sided team, but Skyfire, with that clipping of the wings, bringing themselves sort of back to earth a little bit, maybe this one will be a very, very close end of the match.
Yeah, well, the amount of money that Truckers did manage to build up with the economical situation there does afford them the strong buy in this round. Interestingly enough, obviously, Swede getting out the AUG. There's a lot of battles being dealt through smokes as well right now to start off. Panic again. I think that's 3 rounds in a row, maybe even 4 that he's found the first pick in the round. So Dirty is down for the count. No revival possible in this here Counter-Strike. So let's see how Skyfire will look to bring back this round to bring it to that fabled 8-7 close halftime scoreline.
You hope so, man. Honestly, like the way that this game has been going, you know, obviously it's been very much the Truckers show for the latter part of the half, but Skyfire, you know, being able to bring it back, we still know they're in a position where they are able to find that 7th, you know, only having the one member down being Dirty. And obviously that has been PZ sort of pushed back quite passively. They are waiting on the other side of Annex, but he will actually be spotted out. Easy, great shot there. Not quite able to find the second, though. Clutchy, with the aggressive face, will be able to find the shot. And now they slowly creep in, but actually instead, they cancel that. Moe's going to start the journey towards heaven, jumping up onto the yellow bins in just a second. Whether or not the Truckers will be switched onto this one, likely they will be, because they have chosen to somewhat reposition onto the A side. Swede has changed his pace. Yeah, look at this. What a read. Immediately they know exactly what's coming.
And they'll be aware exactly how to shut it down as well. The flashbang actually gonna keep Skyfire a little bit at bay for the time. Noija, he's gonna get caught off guard with utility in his hand. Phenomenal plays coming out from the Truckers just to lock down this site. Moe's gonna be good for one. The bomb's already on the site itself. Panic will close it out just like he opened it, and that will there be the half. 9-6 in favor of the Truckers, but remember, Conky, T-side is generally harder to win. Let's see if they can keep the lead when we do switch over and see the very exciting pistol.
Well, look, they certainly had a little bit of lag when they were moving out at the start of the half. They were a little bit slow out of the gates, and that was pretty much, the 5-1 pulled up by Skyfire very, very early on. But then as soon as the Truckers were able to maintain that momentum and bring it back, that's really what you like to see in a matchup like this. So ending up the half 9-6. Do you think that they've got what they take to bring it back and actually win this one out? Because, look, if Truckers win Skyfire's map pick, that sort of puts them into a very awkward situation going into Overpass.
Yeah, you're right about that one. 100%. Let's see, the big aggression from Skyfire straight out in toward this A site. Top's going to be able to trade it out. I think the names are actually around the wrong way right now, but we'll ignore that for a second. There's frags happening. Panic, he will find a Dirty. Now we have to wait and see if the retake is going to be possible right now. There's no kits currently in the possession of these boys right now. Tot, Clutchy, see if they can bring it back.
It's going to be a tough one. Smooth Crim was able to mow his way out onto that site. The 2 opening kills, but now Tot and Clutchy, are they going to be able to bring it back? PZ will find it, and there we go. Smooth Crim dropping Tot. Very, very nicely done by the Truckers there to find that 10th round and the aggressive move forward on the T side. Finding that opening pistol is a very, very good way to start it off. Obviously we saw Skyfire do the exact same thing. So are we going to be able to see the Truckers make the push and get those next 2 rounds off the back of the pistol round win?
Well, you definitely hope so, right? Because this is going to be the time where their opposition doesn't have those big weaponry. They don't have their M4s. They don't have the AWP in play as well. They've got none of that. So that first round, secured. Getting the next 2, very essential to lock down Nuke early. Because, whilst they will be capable to bring it back if they do lose, the anti-eco, the 3rd round after that as well, it's going to be a bit more difficult to still hold off that lead that they do have now and I guess keep it flowing.
Flowing is certainly the way that you want to take it, being like a water bender and being able to push it all through. So the Truckers sitting at 10, looking to continue that momentum. So seeing Skyfire, they've actually forced back in just a little bit, obviously, in the hands of Moe, wanting to pick up that AWP into what will be the 4th round of the half, I suppose. Maybe the 3rd. But yeah, look, potentially, Truckers, hopefully, they are actually able to move through and I don't know, man. I just the only thing I can think about right now, what's got my tongue tied, is the fact that I just feel like Skyfire will win this round.
I think the key for me in this round right now is going to be Noisia, right? He's being punished left, right, and center in this game. It feels he's a little bit cold, and that's not to say that he's actually cold, right? You'd expect these players to be hot off the press of a warm-up before their match coming in tonight, especially when it is an elimination match. So hopefully we'll be able to see him step up in the coming rounds. But yeah, it kind of feels like the Truckers, they're just now kind of punishing Skyfire and finding that weak point to put a little bit of pressure on. And granted, it is only 1 round into this new half. If they do, find a new weakness on this half here on the CT side of Skyfire, then I think the Truckers are just going to roll away with this one.
So whether or not they have the momentum now, we will have to see. Getting straight in towards that ramp position, Swede will at least break the door off, try and send some other information. But look at Clutchy moving into the ramp position on the other side of the smoke with the 5-7. Basically just tempting fate right now. But the rest of the Truckers, they sort of seen through these shenanigans and will actually head their way back towards outside.
Finding a couple of smoke lineups to deploy to get themselves either through secret or into A. You know, there's so many different executes that you can throw in outers. This is actually one of my most favorite ones, right? You block off all the vision from nearly heaven if you do creep close to the smoke. You can kind of go through your smokes, be sneaky beaky like the Truckers are starting to do right now, or you can just go down towards secret. I really like this one more than the double smokes over to the red box. And look at this. It's already starting to work for the Truckers.
Yeah, those two opening picks already found, as you mentioned. Todd is close. Panic likely going to be able to sniff him out in just a second. There is the kill. PZ does actually take it instead. No, Clutchy, he'll be able to find that kill back, though. So at least one for his troubles. Ultimately, Dirty and Clutchy, the last two to remain in the round. Smoke under the door. And if you're Clutchy, you might actually want to try and even save that Kevlar into the next round.
Yeah, unfortunately, he can't upgrade it for $350 into one with a helmet because he has taken some damage onto the Kevlar. So, you know, the CT side anyways, you generally don't need your helmets if you're facing up against the AK-47s. But in a situation like this, where you're pretty sure the Truckers here are going to be moving over these SMGs into the next round, you might look for a helmet to see what damage you can do, right? So it's going to be interesting to see how Skyfire are going to tackle the next round because they've got not much of a reimbursement coming into their pockets right now, unless they find some kills. And look at that.
Oh, okay.
They both find a frag on the exit. Very well done.
They're only going to be able to recover some Mac 10s, but still look better than nothing, right? You know, they are going to be able to move into this round with a little bit of extra support from their team. It will only be the upgraded pistols likely, maybe even just saving a bit more. Noisier Tot, they're going to join with the CZs. And Moe's actually going to steal the Mac 10 off of Clutchy. So this is a round where still, I guess, you know, you would put quote-unquote winnable next to it, but at the exact same merit, you know, the way Truckers have been going, they're not over-aggressing, and they're going to give the respect back to Skyfire the same way that Skyfire did to them on this very round of the previous half. So Clutchy looking for that aggression, but still nothing will be found. He's got only the flashbang to support himself as the Truckers do start to slowly creep their way into the ramp position. And there, wow, great shot from Panic.
Yep, just instilling a little bit of discipline in this round, the Truckers, making sure they clear all of the angles, making sure there's no Skyfire members. You know, get an angle that could catch them off guard. Swede, very well done to find two there, and it is just going to be down to Moe now with the Mac 10 that you mentioned previously, Conky. Now, this is the time where the Truckers most likely find this here round. We're going to have a purchase
You never know.
for Skyfire in the next. Will they be able to bring it back?
Very important. Very, very important position to be in, Skyfire. You know, in the driver's seat into the next round, they're going to have everything they need. The AWP for Moe and obviously full sings of utility for the rest of the team as well. Moe might even be able to save this Kevlar, which will further support. They are hunting for him, but not really sort of worth the time right now. But regardless of the scenario, there it is. PZ will find it. But yeah, man, look, at the end of the day, Truckers sitting at 12. That is a 6-round lead that they have taken. And obviously, finding 4 on the T side for everyone watching at home. Again, Nuke is a very, very... let's just say if any member of your team is sort of not fully confident in the aggression that you need to put out, you can be caught and picked apart by the CT side very, very quickly. You know, you have to be fully synergized as a unit, firing on all cylinders. And it looks like Truckers are right now. So 4 rounds away from 16. Skyfire have a little bit further to go, but it is going to be an uphill battle regardless.
Just saw that position of here Noisia in outers. He will catch Swede, but he can't get the second one. The leg of a Moe probably would have wanted to find the frag on the first shot, but I digress. The balancing in this round 4 versus 4. Skyfire still locking down in this A site right now, but they are leading Clutchy just to hold off ramp by himself. Now, the interesting dilemma that we are seeing in this one as well, there is only a single kit for Skyfire that is in the possession of Clutchy. So if he does lose his life, Skyfire, they probably want to pick it up if they're going to go for the retake.
Yeah, look at all this control already taken by the Truckers, you know, super strong positions to be in, because right now, when you've got this much positioning on the map, you can sort of retake any way you so choose. So now Moe, he's aware of the prospect that there is someone outside Heaven, but Panic, he's going to be sitting just outside the generators, waiting a little bit of extra time now. Slowly making the way in a ramp. Clutchy will be able to spot them out, but he does fall away. And there it is, the leap down from Panic out of the shadows and into the fire, as he will be able to find that opener. Now Moe going for the vents quickly. Are they going to be able to stop this aggression on towards the B side, Dion?
It'll be difficult, that's for sure. The bomb to be planted right now does hurt the cases of Skyfire to get into it. The double doors are closed. There's a smoke in decon. Smooth Crim going to be afforded the jump up onto the scaffold in the rafters as well. The platform to see if he can hold off the site, because most importantly, this is a round that Skyfire, they needed to win. And in now losing it, in now taking this weaponry into the next round for a save, there's only a couple more rounds until Skyfire at least find overtime potential.
Yeah, look, we know Skyfire don't really shy away from an old save, which, look, in this position, I totally understand. You know, they've managed to take down additional kills, but look at this position from Panic. If he's able to swing cleanly, he actually might be able to take the AWP from Moe, but he does get caught off guard. Top will find him. A little bit unfortunate on the timing there, but man, oh man. Truckers with 13, that was the speed hump. You know, the first purchase back in from Skyfire, and despite the fact that we do have 3 weapons into... Did Moe lose his... Oh, no, it's on the floor. Never mind. That's all good. But yeah, Skyfire, now they've obviously had to slip back a little bit further, letting go of the stranglehold a little bit more. And despite having such an early hot start, Truckers, they've pretty much just been the show ever since, pretty much after those first 6 rounds in the game.
Yeah, there's just really not felt like any structure from Skyfire, really. They lose a member, they're not really gathering out these trades. It's opening up for the multi-frag potential for the Truckers, and they're just checking their mirrors, making sure that there's no one in their blind sides, and that's exactly what's working for them.
Well, look, knowing all of these players, it's just like the Truckers, they've come into this game, and in their mind, they have already won. There is no way that they're losing this game in their heads in any way, shape, or form. So I do hope that Skyfire, they've sort of thought about that previously and have had a bit of a pep talk first and said, look, guys, we are better. We need to come into the server and be excited and hot to win this. So I was expecting a bit of a closer scoreline, but Moe, the way he's going, he is pretty hungry to bring this one back.
Yeah, Noise's gotten another kill right now. That'll put his total up to 4. Hopefully he is warm right now. PZ will catch the body of Noise, but he can't solidify the frag.
Great shot.
Positioning a headshot to back it up onto PZ. And in the end, Skyfire, they will get another round on the board. It's been a hot minute since we've seen it, but now, there is money in the back pocket for the Truckers to repurchase into the round. And, when you do lose a round after so long, what you usually see? A bit of a fast play to come out. Are we going to see that from the Truckers?
I wonder. Certainly our questions will be answered shortly, but the money on Skyfire, it's actually really good. Only losing that 1 member in the previous round means that they sort of have a little bit of extra control for the remainder of the half. If Truckers are able to win the next one, Skyfire will be able to at least purchase back. But as you mentioned, a little bit quicker, getting their way out onto the A site now. JD finding the opener. Panic not yet looking up, but he actually will find it. A second kill. What a play there from Panic, entering onto this site alongside JD, and immediately the door is closed. The curtain comes down onto the A site. And whether or not Clutchy's even got the gall in it to try and take it through, or will he just pick up the AWP and try and get out of there with Noisia? Looks like he will do exactly that.
Panic has to be playing on native resolution for that, right? if he was playing on 4-3, I don't even think he would have spotted out the member up in rafters there to just get the vertical flick onto the headshot so rapidly and to back it up with the second frag as well. Absolutely phenomenal. One of the trickiest things in Counter-Strike when it comes to aim that I feel is the verticality in it. Because, you know, most of the time, it's just your horizontal movements of your mouse and maybe you're ducked down from a flashbang time and time again.
Yeah.
But yeah, to find that flick there, that's superb.
No, you're exactly right. There's not a whole lot of maps, as you mentioned, that have that verticality. Obviously, Nuke is one of them. You know, you've got the rafters, and then obviously even the B side has some form of it as well. So plenty of that kind of stuff happening. I guess the only other really one I can think of is maybe Vertigo. But regardless of the position, Truckers have now solidified 14. And as I mentioned, obviously Skyfire with enough in the bank account to be able to buy into this one. But regardless of having a full buy or not, you certainly don't want to be looking down the barrel of a... what's a 7-round comeback to at least bring it back. I mean, look, being on the CT side of Nuke, it's certainly doable. We've seen crazier things, but whether or not Skyfire have got it in them right now, and look, all I'm saying is if they let their map choice sort of slip away this quickly, I think Truckers might be able to barrel down at a 2-0.
Yeah, but we didn't touch upon our predictions in the beginning of the night, Conky. Me personally, I would have thought a 2-1 in this one to Truckers. How about yourself?
Yeah, no, the exact same. Look, tonight has the capacity to go the full 6 maps and kind of hoping that it does in the end. But speaking of going, looks like that is certainly going to be what Truckers are right now. Noise here again. He's had a quiet one, but there it is. 3 huge kills on the defense from Noisia, Tot and Moe to pipe up as well for the lockdown. But unfortunately, Skyfire still a while away. However, that is exactly how you want to find your way back into this. Truckers, whether or not they actually even want to look for the repurchase, they're just going to go for the save. They know they're not going to be able to reset Skyfire, so it's certainly the wise choice here.
Yeah, a bit of the half purchase, you know, panic, or PZ, sorry, a bit of extra money to bounce around onto the AK here. The Tech 9s as well, fashionable as always. Look at this. There's a rush straight down into ramp. Clutchy, he does get away with the HE grenade, doesn't deliver any big damage, and he's just trying to run for his life. He just wants to hold off the weapon, but he can't do so. Maybe he should have gone for the fight as soon as he got next to Megador. He's given over an M4. The smokes go down. They can try and get a plant here. Noise just going to be good for one. Make it a second. Finally, he's getting things happening in this game, but this is absolutely confusion happening on this site right now. 2 versus 2. I need to see this settle down.
Lots happening right now, of course, as the side is secured, but that's actually Smooth Cream getting dinked on the other side of that spray through the smoke, and now looking to try and get the plant, but instead he jumps up onto the rafters. Dirty will get the nade out, so it's actually the right choice from Smooth Cream. They've still got a minute left on the clock, and now it's time for them to try and creep around both Smooth Cream and PZ. They do have the weaponry to get this done, and look at that creep all the way through. They've completely left the B side on its lonesome, and they may actually head up towards the A side in the end. Smooth Cream already creeping out. No, actually, never mind. He's come back.
Ooh. Oh, maybe he was looking at his radar there, Smooth Cream. Saw Dirty for a good 1.5 seconds before he does meet his demise in the end. Just down to Pineapple Zip. Oh, he spots it out. Oh. He finds the pre-fire headshot. But now Tot, remember, he hasn't really been seen for a long time since finding the first frag. And with these double doors still open, PZ, he needs to close them to at least ensure a safe planting and I guess a passage into round number 15. But Tot...
Oi, he goes A here. Do it.
Does he have time?
Do it.
Oh, he's got it. Yeah, he's got time.
Do it. Let's go. This is a spicy one now.
I think he's heard
the
top 2. Yep, straight up, he's going to go for the challenge. Oh, no, Tot's running.
Oh, he's got out. No. No, what? You love to see it. Oh, wait, he didn't get the plant.
No, he didn't plant it. No, he played mind games and he went for the challenge.
Oh, dude. That's such a PZ play.
Yeah, no, actually, you're right. I cast my mind back to Vertigo, actually. The same thing happened, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, there we have it. Another round found for Skyfire. In a bit of an interesting place, but certainly you love to see it. Anything to bring this one a little bit closer right now. Now Noisia looking to hold the line. Will tap away, and they do actually line up in the end. He will get away with one, and Clutchy there for the trade as well. So JD goes down. Now it's on to the 3 remaining members of the Truckers here. And actually with the full force in Smooth Cream, he's only down to a Tech 9. So Skyfire managed to re-establish their economy to a degree. Obviously all the way down to just the 1v1 in the previous round, meaning that they have to fully reinvest. But Noisy is still with 4.5, Tot with 3k. But Panic, out of nowhere, actually does manage to bring it back into a 3-on-3. Tot still inside Annex, so they've got plenty of time to work with a minute left on the clock. The bomb outside, where are they going to choose to send it for the round of 24?
Well, Tot's going to clean up Panic here. The AK is down. I would have said, you know, try to get the weapon into Smooth Crim's hands, I guess, and maybe play a little bit of a bait play so your teammates can get a frag cleanly. But PZ will get Tot in the end to balance it back up. Smooth Crim to tip it in Trucker's favor. Remember, this is an eco round coming into it essentially for Truckers with what they had, you know, a weapon or two. The Tech 9s were here as well. So now that the bomb gets tipped, Moe has revealed face. Flashbang is definitely not going to help his situation. 3 bullets for Smooth Crim.
Oh no!
Burn. I think he was just holding the AWP, waiting for him to peek into it. That's unfortunate, but nevertheless, Truckers, they do find round number 15. And I guess their tires, they've got some new air in them.
You know, certainly cheeky little pause for a tactical pause from Skyfire, looking to have a bit of a chat of what we can do, you know, 6 rounds ahead to at least bring it to overtime. And look, that is something I would absolutely love to see. Nuke overtimes are always exciting, but it looks like the boys are just going to have a bit of a chat, maybe just get their head back into the game. But checking up on the scores, Dion, here, who are we looking at right now? It looks like Smooth Crim has pretty much been the powerhouse throughout the course of the game, but really for Truckers, everyone has been showing up, and likely on the side of Skyfire, they've also been able to bring it back as well. Again, Noisy had a bit of a slow start, but then a few big back-to-back-to-back rounds has brought himself back as well. So you love to see it, every single member doing their part, but it looks like still the Truckers right now, the better team in the server. However, still got a few more rounds to go if they're unable to find this 16th.
Yeah, to me in this game, it feels like the Truckers are just, you know, got some fresh gas in the tank and they're just all lined up on the highway, just cruising, really. They haven't had too much sneakiness come out from Skyfire, I feel. You know, you've had the great plays that have come out from Tot and Moe, Dirty, of course. Like, everyone's putting up frags where need, but the Truckers just seem more situationally aware in this matchup right now as opposed to Skyfire. And I guess when it comes to the map and Nuke, you know, if you are keyed in a little bit better than your opponent, it can really help your case to win out the matchup. So hopefully we do see, you know, a bit more difference in nature for Skyfire in Overpass. And unfortunately, in this may very well be last round, Noisia has fallen the first member of Skyfire down.
You've seen Cars, right?
Oh, a very long time ago. Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
You know the scene
like 3
where they're...
or something now?
Yeah. But the scene where, like, the neon cars are driving down the highway and they're bullying the truck.
Good.
That's, yeah. Which one's the truck? Is it Swede? Anyway.
Yeah, it'd have to be. It'd have to be.
So, look, last chance, the last-ditch effort coming out now. Truckers already found the first 2 kills. Make that a third, not quite the 4th, but the trade will come through. Smooth Crim now creeping down, and unfortunately for poor Clutchy, I mean, look, he's in the driver's seat to make something happen here. Picks up the rifle as well. But with 5 seconds, the bomb will get planted. Now Clutchy repositioning. He does have the opportunity to find the kill, but there it will be. PD to get the job done, and that is a very, very nice opening map score. 16-9 for the Truckers, taking out Skyfire's map pick of Nuke.
Yeah, and I guess that's, you know, off to a really good start. If you are in a best of 3, you take your opponent's map, you'll be really in the good momentum, the good stance to win out your own map pick, which usually you would allot to being, you know, your stronger map in the whole pool that you'll be playing for the night. So I guess the potential now for Skyfire, they're going to have to try and win this next one here and, you know, maybe look for Inferno as well to win the 2-1 reverse sweep. And I guess just by the way that game went, I kind of feel we may get a 2-0 here for the Truckers.
Yeah, look, just the way that map played out, you know, obviously straight out the bat, Truckers, they managed to barrel their way through ramp. They take full control of the site. And then after winning the next 2 rounds as well, you know, consecutively without really taking much damage, you know, that was when I was like, all right, Skyfire, they're here to boogie. They're ready to rock and roll. But at the end of the day, Truckers were able to just bring it back so well. You know, there was not a single time in that half where I was kind of like, all right, Skyfire, I've got this. You know, the second Truckers took the lead, that was when it sort of really started to fall away from me in sort of that map. And as you mentioned, it wasn't a very sort of electric game or anything like that. It was just straightforward. The team's got the job done. Aside from that little hectic round of the eco where the truckers took B site on the eco round, as I said. But yeah, look, the truckers, they're looking good. They're looking synergized. They're looking like the extra pack that they've been putting in lately has really, really been paying off. Skyfire again, maybe we'll see something a little bit different on Overpass. But yeah, right now could potentially be that 2-0.
Yeah, definitely the Overpass nature map is certainly different to Nuke. There is a little bit of a verticality. If you think B site, you got Heaven overlooking the site where, you'd most likely have an AWP player. If you're going to have an AWP, the early challenge for Monster, they reset themselves and go towards Heaven, or they play out long A. There's a lot of different positions that an AWP could play. But I think when it comes to Overpass here, I'm going to be keeping my eyes on Moe, right? We know how capable he is as a player. The AWP in his hands, he's really going to be able to move his players around to where they need to fill the gaps, I guess you might look at. But then as well, it will come down to the individual decisioning from Skyfire in this match. Should I push into this area? Do I go for the information? Where a map down, do you risk those plays?
Yeah, look, one thing that I really like, just now touching on that sort of same point, Moe, right? He's been around for such a long time. He's a staple in the scene. Everyone knows who he is. People have spent a lot of time around him over the years, and he's spent a lot of time, in countries around the world playing that top level Australian CS. And the experience in his brain, like just picking at it, it is actually crazy, all his knowledge that he has. And I'm thinking about the roster that he's built here. Obviously, Noisia alongside him is someone who's been there for quite some time as well. But then you think about the other three, Tot, Clutchy, and Dirty. Those two especially, Clutchy and Tot, they're newer members. We know them as being massively sharp. I'm sort of wondering, and again, I always have to disclaimer in the fact that I'm just a caster. I don't have that technical knowledge or anything along those lines. But man, imagine if we just had those two weaponized and just sent out across the real aggressive points of the map to find those entries with the old squad following behind them to find those sites. Because when we saw the aggressive play, say out onto A, and obviously Tot finding his way into Secret on Nuke, we just didn't see that a whole lot, did we? I felt like it was very much slower, a bit more passive, try to get the early pick. But then by the time that had actually even attempted to happen, truckers had already repositioned or revitalized and were just all over them.
It's kind of along the lines as well. For me, bringing in Tot and Clutchy, who are young, they are sharp, are they being put in positions to frag, we know they're capable of, or is the old guard, kind of pulling them back a little bit, almost on a leash and trying to just control them a little bit to play more of your standard team dynamic Counter-Strike? It kind of reminds me of Zeph, right? We know how capable he is. When he was on that SIF roster, he was able to just go out and absolutely frag up a storm, and his teammates could pick up the slack where needed. Do you look at Skyfire as a team where they should they be doing that, or should they just be going back to the standard conservative style of Counter-Strike more than the aggressive nature?
Yeah, well, that was it exactly. Zeph actually, thinking a long way back, I remember meeting them all. It was, I think they were under the Avant banner. This is talking Cybergamer Pro in Adelaide a few years back. But yeah, I remember Moe led that roster. Zeph was on there. Then Zeph manages to move over to Order, where the same sort of thing happened. The old guard, the really experienced players that I don't feel held him back intentionally. That you've just picked up this really young, sharp kid and put him in the support role. Why would you do that? It doesn't make you take a gamble on someone who's amazing. Style. Yeah, exactly. It forces them to do something they're not used to. And then he goes to SIF, as you mentioned, and obviously that was, I believe, the second LPL LAN over in New Zealand. You were at that one, right? I believe, when SIF won?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Yeah, and they absolutely cleaned the floor. That was Zeph, I think he was getting 35 kills a game or something. And, that was the original, now the Paradox roster that Zeph was playing on there. And he just basically had full freedom to do whatever the hell he wanted. And he, shone. So maybe that is what we need to sort of see for the likes of a Clutchy and a Tot, potentially.
Yeah, maybe, I guess, still on that disclaimer, it'd be who are we to tell them what they should and shouldn't do, right? It's it's at the end of the day, it's going to be down to the team. And if what they are trying to build is something that they're really putting in all of their effort for, then hey, go for it, right? Don't change what you're doing, because if you put in the time, the work, all that effort into trying to, you know, establish repetition, it eventually will, hopefully will pay off for you. And, you know, we've seen it here and there. Skyfire do put up the really good performances, but other times it does fall apart. And I guess the big thing from them is the consistency of this roster to really just keep up in the spirits to be able to put forward good matches.
Yeah, no, for sure. And, you know, they're always when they're hot, it's a really, really exciting roster to watch. And obviously, as we spoke about last week, you know, we touched on Michelle Payne, obviously Pocket Psych, who is hanging around as just also, hey, Cloud, how you doing, buddy? You want to fill for a little bit here? We'll let him do his thing. That's absolutely fine. He's had an operation on Tuesday, so I won't be too mean to him. But yeah, man, like at the end of the day, I'm really, really hoping that mental game brought in by Michelle will be able to synergize, because I did actually I managed to have a brief sort of chat about that recently with her, and she says the spirits are high in the team speak, which is really exciting to hear from me. So maybe the spirits will be kept high on this very map of Overpass. Truckers now in the hot seat. Are they going to be able to do the good stuff, or will Skyfire bring it back and take us to that ever-exciting map number 3?
Well, you know me, Conky. Overpass, when it comes to Counter-Strike, is and most likely always will be my favorite map. So I got big things, big expectations to come out from the Truckers in picking this map, and you know, they're off to a decent start when it comes to Overpass. Gathering control of Fountain is always really good, but it's a standard strat. If you gather Fountain control, you rush yourself down connector, and you just try to allot yourselves into B. Oh, okay.
So the short control, yeah, short control's been established. But in the end, they're actually going to cruise their way back up towards that A side. And I guess as it stands, you know, most of the members of Skyfire are towards B. Typically, that is a common sort of strat to run, the 3B, 2A. And Moe is just going to be sitting, jump spotting up towards A. But now with the utility coming up, they are going to go, and they are going to go fast. Moe, are you going to be able to lock it down here? Does look to pick up the first and swinging. The flashbang, it's good. Moe with 2. Swinging around to the end of long now. He does reposition. But look at this control, Dion. He has the bomb, and he didn't need to swing there. But ultimately, with that member on the side, it did make it a little bit awkward. So Smooth Crew with the trade. Top with 1 more. And now they look to get the bomb down.
And I would have said at this position as well, they could have run away. They could have tried to go down back through connector, but they didn't have the bomb, which is, you know, the real telltale of this round. Moe absolutely locking it down in the later stages before his demise. You know, it was a bit awkward in the first battle where he couldn't get those headshots, but swinging back around, he gets those 2 crispy shots. He gets off the reload, and he buys a bit of time for his teammates to rotate over. Is the biggest thing to come out from him in that round, as well as the 2 frags that he did find. So a good performance from Skyfire in the pistol. Can they back it up to gather this second round here? Because it's just going to be these Glocks for the Truckers. You know what we say with this one, Glock train. Well, it can definitely run you over.
There we have it. Running over is exactly what has just occurred. Smooth Crim will be able to at least live on for a little while longer, but we are seeing a repeat, Dion, of what we did see in the previous map. Skyfire opening up with the pistol with the second round, but it actually was on that T side. So the difference here, for anyone playing along at home, trying to do some mental math that you haven't done for probably about 15 years. But anyway, looking at the money situation. So in the CT side, if you're able to find that initial pistol round, and the second, usually the T side, if they choose to eco in the second round, will have a very full and comfortable buy moving on into the third. So that's what we're seeing right now. We've got the AKs, you know, the happy weaponry to be taking through into a full-on gun round. Whereas Skyfire, you know, they're sitting with 4 MP9s and an M4, which is by choice. You know, they haven't looked to reinvest, but it's certainly not 5 AKs.
Yeah, I think an interesting statement right now for Skyfire as well. They've only got a single kit in Dirty, and look how much spare cash that they do have behind them. I find that is almost a wrong decision here, but with the quick play to come out from the Truckers over towards B, maybe they do just try to go for a save into the next round and upgrade themselves. Going out through the blue door, they just get destroyed. JD getting 2 and assist onto Panic's frag in the end, and it is just going to be down to Clutchy and MP9. Maybe he does just also just try and, you know, run away with his life, get an exit pick, upgrade to an AK. He's not going to be afforded that by the Truckers right now.
Yeah, everyone running the wrong way for Clutchy, unfortunately. He is going to have a little bit of a peaky, but no. He doesn't have a kit, never mind. I was going to say, dude.
Oh,
Okay.
easy in the end.
That's a clutchy play.
Yeah, you're actually not wrong about that one. Hey, I believe you've pulled him up on that before as well. The W mentality.
I love him, really. He's come a long way though, man. Like,
oh, for sure.
If anyone's unaware, like myself, I have been, I guess, trying to administer a bunch of the new talent. There's a platform which is basically a hub service, which is called FPL, and that's where a lot of the young talent really do have an opportunity to show themselves. Clutchy has been one of those, and watching his improvement over the time has been really, really cool for me. It's not any way to sort of tell anyone how to play, but it's more a breeding ground for trying to teach everyone that basically it's a team game, right? You know, it's not just your individual performance, it's on everyone. But speaking of individuals, JD is the first one out, but Clutchy, he's going to be able to find a couple of kills back.
And the bomber's down on the site now as well, next to the pillar, so we'll see what they can do to hold it off. Clutchy for his third. Traded on out by Swede. Does balance things out yet again, but now it's going to be a little bit of the confusion times coming through. Do they try to force the bomb plant down? They don't exactly know where Moe and Tot are. They can't see the gun barrel peeking on through, anticipating a potential short push, but Moe finds the head of PZ, but ambitious for my liking to peek that angle against, you know, Moe, who you would expect to have an AWP in this time because, you know, you didn't see the force up the upgrade in the previous round.
Oh,
Sweet.
shot.
Great shot onto Todd. Was that a 180?
I just didn't think he was going to find the right timing there. It's always a challenge, and now he knows exactly where Moe is. But will he find the timing? No, he will not. Swede cannot quite get there, but Moe holding on to dear life, securing a third round for Skyfire and able to keep up that momentum nice and early because the Truckers really should... actually, no. I was about to say they should eco, but maybe even a force to try and rip apart the economy. So, because look at the money from Skyfire. You know, despite winning that round, they're down to bare bones.
Yeah, 3 MP9s, and I guess the Truckers, you know, it's expected for them to come out with a bit of a pistol round, so the MP9s could be justified if they're able to. Let's repeat what we saw earlier on against the Glock train as well. But for now, Moe to start off with the AWP. Missing the second shot. The bomb will be picked up, of course. The Truckers, they are just going to try and escape with a couple of frags here. Do a little bit of damage to the economy of Skyfire because, as we can all easily see, the money is not really there for a couple of these members. Oh, shot.
Okay. What are we seeing right now, Dion? That's the question. When they're able to bring it back like that, you know, in a position where it's basically just staring down the barrel of a couple of deagles and everything like that. But you know that Panic and Peasy have the ability to make it happen. So now Panic looking for that additional kill, starting to slowly creep out of the showers. But it's a little while to go. And I mean, look, if they are able to pull off this round, that would be a huge result because that will completely destroy any chance of holding onto an economy for Skyfire. And now look at the swing. Great hold, though, from Clutchy.
Yeah, a couple of picks being found by the Truckers in that round. You know, the two that we witnessed, one over at Long, one over at the top of bathrooms. But on the back of it, you know, nothing really too spectacular. Now we get into the interesting situation. The Truckers are back on their purchase. They've got the AKs. They've got a lot of utility to back it up. And this is where we start to get into the nitty-gritty of the rounds as well. Both teams on a very capable purchase to see if Skyfire can extend this lead that they've got on the CT side of Truckers to start to get a wriggle into this T side.
So the AK's back again. Are they going to be able to find another round here, the Truckers? So Skyfire still sitting pretty with that 4, but again, you know, we saw it on Nuke. Obviously, it was the Truckers finding the Skyfire rather, finding those opening 4 of the first 5 rounds, I believe it was, before the Truckers actually did manage to fire back. So maybe now, we'll see a position where they're able to proceed onwards and Truckers sort of get that position back.
Yeah, well, the Truckers have been afforded Panic right now to sneak his way up to the sandbags. He can't really see too much of the B side of a hole from this position, but he could gather enough information to call a rotation happening from Skyfire. Tot, the flashbang out through Long. He will find JD to start it off. No trade, instantly accessible. Swede, though, will get it a little bit later on, which is good. 45 seconds to go on Panic. He's going to look to withdraw potentially from this B bomb site, or maybe actually call for his team to come down, as he's not seen any aggression from the pillar or through Monster.
It's looking to get that utility up now, but Moe, this is what I like to see, a little bit of re-aggression. And now hearing the audio cue, surely should know that it's not going to be that B site, but a great shot from Panic. And now Moe, with his reposition, it might actually not be that great, but Clutchy, he's opened up with 2. Make that a 3rd. Clutchy, the one-man army on that B bomb site, leaving it all on the Swede. The bomb is down, 10 seconds remain. And that was a phenomenal play from the young fella.
And I guess that's what happens as well, right? When the time does start to tick away, you'd expect maybe the comms to be a little bit furious in the end. You know, bring the bomb, try to get the plant down, and you overlook one of the most common angles in Overpass as well. You know, it's the toxic barrels where sometimes you do just see a CT with their head tucked on down and try and come out with something sneaky. And Clutchy, he peeks up at the right time. Although his teammate did lose his life, the trade was there. And if you lose your teammate but get 2 in return, I guess it can be justified. He goes further and finds a 3rd, really putting up the big capability that we know he's able to do. And this is what we like to see to come out from him.
So it looks like a little bit of miscommunication on the side of the Truckers. Swede has made the purchase, but maybe, just maybe, he might be the hero that they all... Oh, no, sorry, that was from the previous round, wasn't it? Never mind. I'm eating my words now, but Swede, he's going to be able to find that opening pick onto Dirty. A great start now in this round as the M4 will be able to be recovered. So maybe off the back of this, it is something we do see on the very, very rare occasion. The saved or individually forced weapon, regardless of what it might be in the situation. Sometimes, if playing around it, can actually make big things happen. But in connector, Tot will be able to strike onto PZ. And now Smooth Crim does slowly start to make his way down. Will Tot be found? Or will he be able to find an additional kill inside the smoke? Sweet. 2nd kill now, Dion. This is where it starts to get a little bit dicey for Skyfire.
And Sweet and Smooth Crim have a couple of flashbangs, but look at this from JD. If he doesn't remove his shift key, he might be able to find Moe. The comms that do not peek into A. There's the headshot. Capitation and AWP recovered as well. This is definitely capable. The Truckers winning it. They've cleared out the A site, but now begs the question, where are the 2 remaining CTs coming from? Are they even going to go for the retake? There's no util. There's no kits. I think the Truckers have just won this eco round. I think the Skyfire are saving these weapons, 100%.
1 AK to rule them all, 1 AK to find them. And apparently, that's all they need to get it done. Truckers, 2nd round here. The Skyfire are just going to go for that full save. As you mentioned, they will be able to buy into the next round comfortably, but it's certainly not a round that you want to be losing, especially not when it's basically just, again, that 1 AK, a couple deagles. So very, very well done by Skyfire, by Truckers rather, to knock Skyfire back into the seat, and they have to sit this round out.
Noisia will get an exit onto Smooth Crim. Great shot onto Panic as well, but he'll be the one providing us the sweet tunes in the ears with that music kit, that sweet, glorious, wonderful music kit. But the Truckers, they do get their 2nd round on the board, most importantly. And look at the money situation of Skyfire as well. You know, just a single round from the Truckers that they gather, it breaks the money of Skyfire. But you actually associate that with being the damage that they did in the rounds leading up to that victory. You know, getting a couple of frags here and there onto key members can really break the CT-sided economy. And in forcing up in this round, I mean, it's okay, but it's not really the greatest buy.
Well, it's just that thing, isn't it? You know, despite getting the force back in, if they lose this, or even if they lose a couple of weapons, they're basically cooked for the next round. So Truckers, really, really in a position to do some serious damage right now. And it's damage that's like a build-up, a bit of a snowball, I guess you could call it. You know, you get that round win, you knock Skyfire out of it. They obviously have to go for the eco. And then on the back of that, Truckers, not only are they winning rounds, they're also stacking up their economy. So the important thing is keep as many as you can alive, utilize the weaponry that you've got right now and make it happen. But look at this play from Moe, but PZ, he's having none of that.
Yeah, expecting a little bit of aggression, I guess you could say. You know, when the CTs do lose the rounds, sometimes they do just want to get a little bit of early information to quickly gather one back and reset themselves into the matchup. Very aware the Truckers playing a patient game in this round right now. An opener from PZ as we see, and now they can just rest. They can wait and see how Skyfire are going to reassess the situation and what they're going to throw them back. And if we look at it, there's no utility. Tot's just thrown out his smoke grenade. There's only a HE and a flashbang. At least for Skyfire, they're going to be reliant upon these rifles and they can't get caught off guard.
Look, getting their Kanye rest before their Kanye quest. It's going to be a big Kanye test here as Tot does try to lock it down, but ultimately it will be the side of the truckers to find their way back. And in the end, man, I'm surprised, you know, they forced their way through that smoke grenade and Tot being able to find that one kill, but ultimately it's going to be another position where the truckers find an additional round. 3 now. And look at what they're saving. It's not really a whole lot of excitement, I guess. The kit on Clutchy, super important, and the Kevlar. But yeah, look, Skyfire definitely hurting right now as they have to limp away from the action on that A side.
And what do we see Skyfire do in the next round? They don't have too much money to invest in. Maybe we do see, you know, Kevlar and pistols. I mean, I kind of doubt it, you know, leave the M4 and the MP9 to try and work something out, maybe get a stack up with some upgraded pistols or something, because, you know, this is the time that truckers will definitely look to capitalize on this situation right now. Build up as many rounds on this CT side as possible. If they get to even 5, they'd be pretty happy with it, to be honest with you. They get the pistol on the CT side. We'll see if they can build it up behind that. 6, 7, they're laughing into it. If they take over Skyfire on the back of, you know, an eco-ish round here and, you know, a well-placed round after it, man, then the truckers will definitely be setting themselves up for a 2-0. But that's not to say Skyfire can bring it back.
Nah, look, Skyfire have looked a little bit better on this map. You know, Moe super solid. And obviously they have been able to find plenty here as it starts us off. But despite seeing that boost, it actually does appear that Panic's crept his way in completely undetected, sneaky beaky in the end. But it does look like it will be the A site. Everyone does make their way slowly over towards. So Clutchy, just super important that he locks down that M4, as the rest of the members do at least try to sell some information. But they aren't going to aggress at all. Just Moe outside long. And it looks like there might be a little bit of a duel over towards that B bomb site soon. Maybe they've got the read wrong here.
Well, let's hope that Dirty can mow them down right now with this salvaged MP9 from the previous round. Smooth Grim, though, instantly ripping his head off, and that is going to be an almost free sight right now with Panic finding one, trying to line up a second one. He's been taken down to 23 HP, so he's going to have to fall back from that battle. And the duel to be won by the truckers does mean that they will win this 4th round on the board, though. Will they survive with everyone in the round? Will they keep all these AKs into the next round? They've got enough money to reinvest it, that's for sure. But you don't want to be giving over a weapon to Skyfire in this current situation. And Tot, well, he will recover that M4 from previous as well.
They're looking for it, and they can absolutely afford to. There is no way they want to let Tot save this M4, so they're going to be hunting for that hard and fast. 5 members of the truckers living on. Exactly what we spoke about was needed. And whether or not Panic will check this line, he's played enough CS to know this one. Maybe not. He will be taken down in the end, though, but Tot might very well be able to save this M4, and he will. Super, super well done there, because now Tot can buy the AWP for Moe, maintains the M4, gets the head armor, the helmetless Kevlar, and Skyfire. Again, not really the most attractive looking buy there, but it's enough to potentially get the job done, whereas Truckers, they're only one round away from tying it up here on the T side of Overpass.
And I think the play for Skyfire in this round would be to play really passive, really conservative, hold off the choke points into the sites, but from the sites nearly themselves, if you don't see anyone peeking out towards Fountain or Party, just draw yourself back and see what you can do on the back of that. Because Panic now, he started off onto Noisia. I think he just found him jumping up on top of the sandbags. I peeked my eyes over to the radar.
Yep.
It was there, or he was on Heaven.
Now it was a 1-tap to boost. Done.
Okay. Woof.
Beautiful. Yeah. Certainly a way you want to open up a round like that. Obviously, it's nice to see Panic over on that lurk, but now Moe finding an opening shot on the PZ. That will be the AWP of the truckers down early on. So despite finding an opening pick in Panic, it will be back down to a 4v5 now. So still a minute left, as I mentioned. And now with a smoke grenade isolating Moe, they can look to take control, but in the end, the truckers, they're going to creep back and they're going to head over towards that B site once more as the smoke grenade through Heaven, through outside Monster rather, will at least net themselves some additional time. They could actually play to this monster smoke into their favor.
Yeah. No, they definitely could. It's really going to be the hold now on the side, see if they can do it, get a first pick. Clutch, he does get the trade now, the swing from Dirty. He can't quite line them both up, unfortunately, but there is going to be a little bit of a delay from the rotation right now. I don't like what Swede's doing. He's trying to force the issue, but it does work out in the end, catching Moe completely off guard, and it does just leave Top by himself. No utility will be the deciding factor if he does go for the withdrawal. 1 versus 2, very possible to do. Smooth Crim, he's going to get spotted out.
Oh, spots in.
The frag. No, Smooth Crim sees it, and that'll be the 5th round on the board for the Truckers. We're tied up now, and the money, it's half in the bin for Skyfire. It's kind of leaning out, teetering on the edge.
Yeah, look, it's certainly wise for them to try and save it here. But, man, do you know what I like to see in a position like this, man? Is it's just, there's trades. You know, Truckers, they're not moving out like one by one and looking really uncomfortable. They're going as a unit. They're getting out a monster. Clutchy was able to find one, and then there was another found by Dirty. But just immediately they go down, and Truckers able to take that site so fast. And now with this push into short water, surely they're going to hear the footsteps. The flash is good. Dirty, how have you gotten away with this, my friend? Only finds the one, but now it's all on its hot and Moe. Moe sitting on that site. Panic has been able to find 2 in the round. And with that Molotov forcing them back, it's going to be a little uncomfortable, but JD able to find the shot. It's all on the top now. Does recover the AK. He's got no Kevlar, and it might just be worthy of him to get out, go for the save, and relax into the next round.
You know what? Dirty needs a scout. I feel it. He needs to bring out his inner Inferno from the previous installments of LPL CSGO. What does Skyfire choose to do on the back of this, you know? After the first couple of rounds that they started off with, coming into the big purchase rounds, haven't really been able to have anything happen.
Ooh,
Great couple
okay.
of shots from Tot. You could find JD as well, technically, but yeah, really is going to be on a Skyfire now. What do they look to... That damn music hit. What do they look to do? You're right about it triggering people, I say. It just... it's weird. It's a weird feeling when I hear it.
What's the funniest thing, man? Because all I can think of again is that Mexican place across the road from the studio, and I do have to say, guys, I'm sure you've all seen, unfortunately, that the LAN won't be going ahead now, which is, I guess, look, it's the right thing to do. You know, obviously, it wasn't by LPL's choice in the end. You know, we've had to apply to the strict border stuff, and with everything going on in down your way, Dion, in Melbourne, man, like. Yep. I don't even think WA is going to open its borders either until the rest of Australia is back to normal. I saw what was going to happen. They've said that WA is not going to be doing anything. I think it was even if the 14 days were adhered to. New South Wales and of course South Australia as well, kind of locking down their borders. So I don't think I'm going to be leaving my house for a couple of weeks now, which I guess, you know, it does kind of mean casting time, right? Yeah, plenty more game time, plenty more cast time, but plenty more CS for these boys as well. Panic and PZ opening up, banging it out onto the side. Panic with a second as well. The aggression straight through onto B, looking really clean here for the Truckers. And once again, you know, it almost just feels like a broken record now, doesn't it? The save coming through as Moe hightails it out of there, up the top of connector. Tot's in a similar position, but unfortunately, he's actually trapped here. Smooth Crim locking him down, knows exactly where he is. And unless Tot's able to find this sort of really off-the-line shot, the flashbang's not quite going to find him. And now they're running up. JD goes to the swing. Fine. No, not quite. Takes him down to 10, but at least Swede can find the trade. All onto Moe once more for the save. And the Truckers, they pick up 7 here. And once again, we see the exact same thing. Skyfire, hot out of the gate early, looking fresh. But then the Truckers, you know, they just rev the engines and bring it straight on back.
Yeah, well, I did say, you know, if they got about 5, 6, they'd be all right. If they got 7, they'd be laughing. And, well, they've gotten 7, setting themselves up to take over the lead at this half on the T side of Overpass, which they would be extremely chuffed with. It's kind of interesting, though, that nobody on on Truckers, is over double digits in the frag department, where we've got 3 members for Skyfire over. So the way that this game's kind of been going, you know, the Truckers, they're getting these round wins by getting the plant down and forcing Skyfire back, you know, making sure that there's no defuse possible. It's been really cool to witness from the truckers to exercise on the edge of caution on those rounds. But Moe for now starts off on a panic. And now it is going to be the truckers once again, maybe trying to exercise a bit more caution because they're getting a lot of pressure over to their bodies. JD, though, able to trade it out.
Moe's got to lock it down here. If there's ever an opportunity for a big play, it is here. He will ultimately miss the second and fourth shots, but it's not going to matter. He's still found two. He's still alive, and he's in a good position to find more here. Creeping back, but still just holding the line. PZ, when will he peak? This is just the recipe for a highlight play now, but as he does choose to fall back, he goes for the team synergy play, and would absolutely blame him. The bomb has been dropped inside the bathrooms, and now Moe can sort of creep back, hide behind the truck, and take the additional time.
Well, they're going to have to at this point in time, aren't they? They're going to have to try and just hold off on the site, and they're exactly doing that, shaping up for it. 11 PZ, who really has had a quiet one this match, I feel. 4 kills, 11 deaths now. Not really going the way for him. And, you know, the unfortunate situation as well there, Mitch, is PZ has had the AWP a couple of times in this game.
Yeah, look, the T side of Overpass, it is obviously still, you know, a position where you do see the AWP come out regularly, but then again, it's a little bit different to the CT side, of course, because I got to ask how much Moe bench presses, because he's certainly doing some heavy lifting right now. I mean, he's not that far ahead, but basically took that round upon himself to win it, you know? Peeking through mid, falling back, but still staying at the forefront of the site, you know, being able to force those aggressive Ts out. So he's done really, really well. PZ, though, as he mentioned it, there's the kill that he needed.
Yeah, I thought Tot was going to get away with that.
Oh,
what is that, Panic? Where was that from? Did he just sneak it? Oh, he's even going further. Okay, this round's done.
Yep, Panic hold W key, he win.
Pretty much. Hey, you know the best thing as well? We're definitely going to hear those sirens come out at the end of this one.
Oh yeah, we are.
The trumpets. 3 kills.
Don't do that to me, man. It's better when I'm unprepared. Wait, is that Panic running for it as well? Oh, you do. Look at this. Yep. He's going for Moe right now. Right? No, it's not. It's not.
No,
no, it's not.
PZ. That's PZ. He's seen it too. PZ's seen him.
Right.
Yeah, there it is.
You love to see it.
Oh man. Well, that's 8 rounds now for the truckers.
Yeah, that's just ruined Moe's day as well. That, like, to die that way. Ugh. Anyway, it'll ruin anyone's day though. With that being said, so truckers, as you mentioned, Dion, they now sit at 8, and they are looking very, very handsome to take out the rest of the series here. You know, going to be taking the half out for sure. Obviously, Skyfire do have a potential to find 7, but the way that the truckers are going, again, as we said, the momentum that they'd able to bring behind them, and you know, the aggressive peaks that Panic's been able to find recently has been really, really cool to see. With Tot being taken low and creeping on the other side of that smoke. Yeah, man, look, I mean, unless Skyfire get out of the gates really, really solid in the next half, it's going to be the trucker show.
Yeah, it feels like it's a bit of a repeat of the last game, you know. Skyfire, they had a little bit of a peak on the curve, but then it went flat, and for the truckers, it was flat, and then it's just exponentially shot up. It's just looking really good for them, and with an advantage of 2 players and nearly a third one in this round with how low Tot is, it may shape up for a 9-6 half in favor of the truckers. You're really just maybe thinking, can Skyfire puncture a hole in their tires and really just make them go over into the crash lane? It's 50 seconds for the truckers to try to get back into it. Clutchy, you get some information, but no dice.
Well, Dion, life is a highway, and the truckers want it their way. As now Clutchy stuck inside the short position. Panic, JD will be able to find some additional kills, but look at this confidence now from Panic. Just able to hold the line, sit there and wait, and ultimately Noisia will go down. So there we have it. The truckers, they will be able to find a 9th round again, winning out the half solidly. And if they move onto this CT side, manage to pick up that pistol the exact same way we did see it on Nuke. Obviously, the sides are opposing now, but if they can keep up this momentum that they've been able to push in just the latter parts of the half, again, as I've mentioned, we're going to be seeing all truckers for the rest of this series. It's an elimination round, Dion. Another one. The loser of this matchup, they will be going home for the rest of the Let's Play Live season.
Yeah, the truckers just establishing themselves, not so much in the beginning, but on the latter stage, and they're being able to flow with it. So now, it is going to be the test time for, I guess, both of these teams. On Truckers' side, you know, the test to win this and just run it home. The test of Skyfire to bring it back to win the map and ascend it into the third and final one. So this pistol round, it'll definitely reveal to us a lot of the information early. And I guess, you know, maybe what's to come.
Some early damage dealt onto JD, but it looks like it is going to be a very, very fast play upside long. Here we go, PZ. Does he have the capacity to lock it down? One, not quite the second though. A little bit of a mess on the shots with that USP, but Moe able to find it back. There we go, Swede also picking up another. With that smoke grenade going down, Moe's able to recover the bomb. He will head back to join his teammates over towards that B side. Looks like Clutchy is going to be heading down the connector with him as well. And now Todd, is he going to be able to give the additional time that his team needs to rotate down because they need to move? And already hungry members of the Truckers are already here.
Grenade. There's the HE to go out from Smooth Trim. It actually doesn't do any damage to him as I see it, which is a little bit unfortunate. Tapping away with these USPs. Headshot, very swift, very capable to eliminate an opponent, but they need to find these players' information. They need to see where they're sitting. Great shot from Smooth Trim, but Clutchy and Moe, they find a couple. Now just down to Swede. His information, his position's being found out. And now he needs to bring these into the double 1v1 fights. There is a kit. As you do mention, he sees the player drop down into the pit, but Clutchy, oh, don't tell me he's just going to try and stick it. Nope, that's the play. He needs to find the shots, and it's not going his way.
He had the right idea.
Ah, you hate to see it.
But unfortunately, Moe was just worlds ahead there in that round. The P250. I mean, maybe Moe's been watching Chelios demos or something like that, because we've just seen the IGL AWPer take out a 4K on the very first pistol round of the T side of Overpass. So very, very nicely done there by Moe to secure that one. 7 rounds now for Skyfire. Truckers, they do lead the charge still with 2, but now with a full eco, they are looking to buy into what will be the 18th round. And guys, again, week number 5, Let's Play Live, CSGO Season 2. Clutchy finding a couple of openers here. As Noisy are also going to be cleaning up shop 2.
Yeah, you're not really expecting anything too extravagant from the Truckers in this round. I guess just those USPs getting shut down. Nicely done, but now is into the purchase. No AWP from a pineapple zip, which is, you know, it's not the end of the world. Definitely capable in these M4s, especially when you've still got a couple of Mac 10s poison at the ready from Skyfire. Maybe they themselves will go in for a little bit of a rush, utilize that utility just to get into some forward positions. Anything can happen in this round. I guess the more important thing for Skyfire, right? They need to find it to equal it up, and that will be the first 3 rounds in this half that they will be gathering to put them in good stead to try and win more.
So a quick move up the short position. Moe actually an opener through the wall as well. Certainly not going to be happy there if you Smooth Crim. And now they don't need to execute. They don't need to overdo this right now. They can sit and play the time. 1:15 left on the clock here for Skyfire. And only 1 round away from the eco, from the tie-up rather. And it will be an eco for the Truckers with that being said as well. But now JD holding aggressive on shore. The Molotov will force him back. And it does look like the Truckers are actually going to exit out and slowly make their way potentially towards that A-bomb side.
Yeah, well, they need to get a right read early on. If you look at it, they've got no kits right now, so they either have to gamble the right site here to put up the good defense, or they have to get a quick rotation over and get into the site early to just try and get into the retake. We'll wait and see. As Skyfire is starting to muster up their members over towards the A side, there is only going to be Pineapple Zip spotting from a jump up or dumpster. I think he just deployed a flashbang as well. Is he rotating down? He is. They're gambling on a B side right here, and it is the complete wrong call for the Truckers.
Oh, now they know. Immediately, that utility sound does spur the rotate, but as you mentioned, Dion, nobody's home, unfortunately, and that allows easy access. I hope they've got their contents insured because they're trying to get away with them right now. But it looks like the Truckers immediately on that call will choose to fall away and save because, look, 5 versus 4 retake on the A-bomb site when you've got no control, no kits in play, no utility. It's going to be a very, very big challenge and a prospect. But Noisia, he's on for the hunt. Will he be able to find something?
Well, they will gather some information that this is the roundabout area that the truck is playing from. JD gets punished by Noisia's Mac 10. kind of feels to me that JD's been a little bit quiet this whole matchup as well, to be honest.
So the repurchase in on the side of Skyfire for the members that have gone down here. Obviously Noisier just having to pick up that AK. Moe will be joining him. Now on the side of the Truckers, as it is a tie-up here. Once again, this is their map selection, Dion. They are on an eco, of course, but the back of it, they've got those 3 weapons that have been saved. So whether or not they're going to be able to find anything here with the additional Deagles. And look, I'm not going to put it past them. The amount of kills that we saw them find on the previous half with those very weapons does make it a certain possibility. Oh. Panic, one tapped by Moe. Very, very dirty shot there. And he's looking for another as well, narrowly missing the headshot. But there's Swede to find the pick onto Clutchy. And once again, that does scare Skyfire away. They will choose to fall out because look at this control now taken. All the information here will be found by the Truckers now. They'll be hearing these members as they run through Connector. And if they find the right timing, Dion, might actually be able to find a couple of nasty kills. Smooth Crim makes his way up. Oh, this could be big.
Yep. The thing is as well, the position that Pineapples it was just sitting in, he hears all the footsteps around Fountain. There's a 1D to come out from Smooth Crim. He'll be hungry to get the weapon. It's not the bomb, unfortunately, as Moe has it, but he overlooks Pineapples. Now Conky is the bomb, a little bit premature on that call, and they can just look to reseat themselves around this side as well. Skyfire, they're going to get caught washing their hands in the bathrooms, and now it is just going to be down to Dirty. He is the one that needs to wash his hands, and now he can do it because the Truckers... What is that kid?
Yeah, I know. It just, that's what I mean. It just sounds like someone like bashing pots and pans somewhere. But anyway, yeah. As you mentioned, Dion, obviously there was a dirty boy inside the bathroom, so hopefully he did wash his hands. Make sure everyone at home, you know, guys, I do have to say it as well. Please, everyone, stay safe. Please take care. Us homies over in New Zealand and WA are sort of looking at the rest of Australia going, man, really, really feeling for the boys right now. So boys and girls, everyone, take care of yourself. Wash your hands and support your friends. But now Tot on the entry. Swede is going to be able to try and lock it down, but he can't find anything as Clutchy. He will be able to take that kill. And now, once again, for Truckers, unfortunately, it may very well be a save. And this is the thing, isn't it? This is just the Classico in Australian CS. You know, they'll win a really, really interesting round. Lots of tact, lots of control, taking positions that you normally wouldn't. And now they lose a full buy round to a B rush. So it is the lay of the land. Smooth Crim up on the site, hunting for Dirty. But that will be a round immediately picked up for Skyfire with an almost economic reset to boot for the Truckers as well.
Well, PZ, he'll get money. That's not really.
Nah, they got to buy.
Smooth Crim can drop over the Panic, and they've got a lot of money to purchase up here. They can get the AWP. They're all right at this 10 to 10 mark. And you know, I've got a little bit of funny information just sent my way, Conky. Panic's music kit is called the Gunman Taco Truck.
Yeah.
Literal taco truck in the name.
It's an interesting beast, hey. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, it's just like the Halo theme in this game, you know? Like, all the first sort of lots of the music kits that came out for this game were all like, they all made sense. They were like kind of grungy or like rock or metal or whatever. And then they just released some absolutely absurd stuff at the same time as well. It's like, yeah. Anyway, that's the good thing about the game, though, right? You know, it used to be all the skins as well back in the day were quite plain, and now they brought out like, you know, the neon riders and stuff like that. Just colorful as anything.
Well, best music kit will always be the neck deep music kit. Just saying.
And the worst music kit being the Scarlord one. You can just tell someone is like a cheater if they use that music kit.
Well, we got a minute left on the clock to play with in this round. You'd expect the Truckers to be lining up a pop flash towards Monster to gather some early information, but that's got to reveal no players on the back of it. Well-placed smoke grenade will keep Skyfire at bay for a little bit, but this will actually afford them, you know, enough time to set up some utility behind that smoke as well to execute onto the A site. Maybe Clutchy wants to throw a bit of utility on beat, draw away a rotation through that site. Anything can happen, as we do know in a Counter-Strike. It is going to be on a Smooth Crim to peek the angle now that they know the hit's coming down onto this site.
Making ways in, there will be PZ opening up with 2. You know how good he is on this defense, on towards the A bomb site, and already with 2 aggressive kills. Now looking to find that wallbang onto the side, narrowly missing the shots though, does choose to fall away, hiding inside the bank, looking to make a heist as JD will farm his way up though, and so will Swede. So despite it being the PZ show on the lockdown, now it's Todd, 1v4, does spray down 2, but Panic will be able to capitalize, find the final kill, and Truckers set. There it is. Settle with 11.
I don't think that you can have a straight face talking through that music kit, honestly. It's just in your ears. It's hard. It's hard. But I digress.
We've heard
Truckers.
worse things as casters though, hey?
Yep, that's definitely true. Now, for all casters out there, always mute the in-game chat.
Yes, always. Because half the time they're not even being like, you know, rude or anything. It's just, you know, the Australian vocabulary is an interesting beast.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Well, Skyfire, they've managed to peek their heads out of Monster right now. Here's the Monster from under the bed. Does scare you, I'll tell you what. But Truckers, they're not scared too much over at the B site just yet. They got a lot of utility to try and lock it down. They got all the kits in the world, so they will be there for the 5-second defuse. Haven't seen any ninja defusers come out in quite a while for Counter-Strike. It always makes me stand up, keeps me on the edge. But we'll wait and see what the Truckers are going to be able to do in this hold of the anticipated B site, with the utility coming down in the Monster Tunnel as well, holding 3 Ts ready to go out.
Hungry farming their way in, and once again, not really a whole amount of people home, but it will be noisier to find JD and Swede. Very nicely done. Panic, unfortunately, having to hold the boys off at his lonesome. Does find the head over towards Monster, but not going to be able to find the shot. Does need to wait for his teammates to make their way in now, but look at the positioning from Moe. That's the one I'm excited to see right now, lurking inside the short water position, and now immediately with Panic's demise, the other 2 members will be looking to save, and it's just a game of cat and mouse, tit and tat, back and forth, whatever you want to call it. 1 round for each, as the tie score does come up again.
Yeah, but this time for the Truckers, you know, they don't have too much money in the back pocket to invest into the round, so they're gonna have to go on, you know, the upgraded pistols, or do they choose to force it on the back of an AWP and an M4A1S? Look, they very well possibly could. Smooth Trim can drop over a proper weapon. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You'd expect PZ to get utility there. We'll wait and see if they're going to do anything here. It's probably going to be the Eco behind it with a little bit of change up. So we'll see what this round will provide for the Truckers. But this will definitely be the case for Skyfire to try and win this, you know, quote, easier round.
Easier, but look, with that being said, there's still that AWP and the M4 in the play. And that's what we've seen the Truckers actually win the last couple of rounds, and actually a few in this game so far. Swede with that individual AK. You know, the pistols coming through that other round as well. And then obviously 2 rounds ago, we had the exact same thing. A couple of AKs that were saved on. And now PZ going for that aggressive play, but all the timing doesn't quite match, and Swede will now creep his way in. Clutchy is spotted out. Now Swede actually going for the swing. PZ finds a shot. How are you still alive, Swede? Clutchy will take it. But now they settle. PZ with a great opening pick, and Panic with another. Ooh. Now he starts to charge in, but he doesn't spot the left. 3v3.
Yeah, I don't really like that thing from Panic there. Just trying to hold W and pick up the weapon instead of keeping composed and clearing all of your angles out. It is going to be now Smooth Crim on the side of A. Does get some great damage onto Tot. Half HP to play with right now, but the same has been engaged in the duel. So they both will fall back after extending a hand for a handshake. Clean hands, of course. 30 seconds to go.
Just like 20 seconds under the tap, thoroughly washed before you do any kissing of the homies, all right, guys? Gotta respect each other's boundaries. Social distancing right now, but looking to do the exact same thing will be PZ. Is not quite the no-scope for the third, but for the fourth, rather. Regardless, a very, very nice lockdown from the PZ man. So here we go, Truckers. They take the lead once more, and now the money is looking a little bit sad for Skyfire. Sitting down only around that sort of 2,750 for Dirty, but in the end, they are going to force it in. And do I blame them? No. You know, the money position for the Truckers is a little bit better. You know, they've got the above 4K for 2. JD's got 3.5. But, I mean, all they're sort of doing is just trying to chase down this economy lead for the Truckers, because if they let it slip, that's where it gets dangerous. And now with these members, Moe being flashed away, though, trying to aggress in a 4v5.
Yeah, well, remember, it was only that M4 on the AWP in the previous round that did do the great damage for the Truckers. Of course, those weapons being brought over, providing the big purchase. They are looking to lock down this site. Yeah, it's just going to be down to Todd and Clutchy. See if they can bring something back, but the positioning of the Truckers is just catching them off guard time and time again. There's the first frag found for Skyfire in this round, and yeah, it's just a little bit hurtful, you know, when you try to go in for a B rush attempt and you're just getting flashbangs completely thrown over you to your face, left, right, and center. You know, flash after flash after flash. JD got to pick off it. Panic got to pick off it. He just looked to run around and get some more. So really well played for the Truckers, realizing the situation that Skyfire dealt them.
Well, they've lost to a couple of B rushes now, so they certainly don't want to let it happen again. Now, as it stands, Skyfire, they've really let this one slip away. You know, they went for the risk rather to try and force it in to see what they could do, but ultimately they did slip apart over onto that B bomb site. You know, getting the aggression, but tripping and falling at the finish line, almost what it could be. Skyfire need to find the next couple of rounds after this eco, otherwise it will be them going home. Well, technically staying home, and unfortunately not allowed to play Counter-Strike anymore in the LPL Season 2 2020. Sitting inside the short position. A little bit unfortunate there for Noisia. Swede will be able to take him down, but Tot, he looks around with the Glock, but unfortunately that's 5 hungry members with M4s and AKs looking to take him down.
Well, the Glock burst mode certainly won't get it done in the end. There is only certain times that you can bring out the burst fire. And you have to remember to pull your mouse down as well, because it does kick up the recoil. Just like, you know, Truckers, they're kicking up the dirt and kind of leaving Skyfire in their tailwind right now, because it's just, once again, you know, a little bit rocky in the start of, I guess, each half for the Truckers, and then they just look to full send it and take away the victory. So I don't want to speak a little bit too early, because we do still have, you know, at least 2 more rounds to play with here. If the Truckers can look to close it out nice and early. Utility is being thrown over from the Skyfire very early, but it is going to be to a fault of Clutchy falling early. Sweet to find the pick there. It is making things very difficult for Skyfire.
Oh, smooth Crim. The clean spray transfer as well. Not quite a wide one, but still enough to get the job done there. And now it's a 4v2. Skyfire really, really looking in an uncomfortable situation now. It's going to be very, very hard to bring their way back into this one. Truckers on their map pick. Overpass is potentially where we will see them go down. Only needing those 2 additional kills to lock it up at 15. And I mean, look, overtime, it's always a prospect. You know, every time we talk it down, that is when it actually ends up occurring. So let's not do that. Let's just sit pretty and look at the pretty face who ends up in the interview after this game. And I think if it's Truckers, it's actually going to be Swede. With Skyfire, it will be Moe. So regardless of the scenario, it's going to be a great little extra for the broadcast after this very couple of maps.
Gonna try and think of what we're going to ask Swede if we've got any questions. But speaking of the actual match that we're having in our hands right now, Dirty's been able to escape with 2 frags, the bomb, and 8 HP over towards A. PZ with an AWP is going to be the first player here as well. So if he does miss the shot, he'll be vulnerable. Does he just look to force the issue and deny the plan from going down? He goes to shoot the USP to reveal himself. Oh, he's going to get it. Oh, he's going to get it. Oh, they don't know how low he is now, you would expect as well. So charging in the crossfire. Panic will get it in the end. The defuse to come through. This is elimination point for Skyfire.
Elimination point, unfortunately. Despite a couple of decent showings, Skyfire will likely find themselves out of the competition now. I don't want to sell it just yet, though. You know, still one more opportunity, one shot, one opportunity to capture the moment. But I hope they don't lose themselves in the end. The Truckers, hungry to finish this one off.
Nice. I rate that.
Sorry, my palms were sweaty, so I was just trying to.
Nah, it's good. Just like that flashbang, smooth crimp to find the headshot onto Moe. You got to be a bit upset with that one, you know, trying to push the play by yourself, trying to, I guess, assist your teammates going up connector, but it doesn't end up working in the end. Tot to swing out long, but the bomb is quite surprising. But he does win the duel against Swede. So the even 1-to-1 with HP trading on through. PZ blinded, finds Dirty. Very well placed. And will once again really be onto Skyfire to force the issue to find some crispy headshots, some clean kills, because if they don't, that's going to be a Truckers victory.
3v4. JD sitting inside the pit, just waiting if the aggression will come through. Clutchy is going to try and find that plan. The spray is in the end secured, a little bit messy.
Oh my.
And he actually doesn't manage to find an additional kill here. So all of a sudden, this round, not only the round, the game has a little bit of life brought back into it. Smooth Crim and PZ, they're in positions where they will be able to buy into the next round. Look at this lockdown position from Noisia, though. Smooth Crim's about to walk straight into it. Noisia will find the kill, and now PZ has to hightail it out of there. It will be a 12th round here for Skyfire, a very nice one at that. Clutchy managing to somehow find 2 kills despite having barely any bullets in the chamber.
Yeah, well, you know, if you can sneak your way into the site and you can catch a member off guard with utility out, such as Panic there, it will certainly help your case to win the round, and then able to find the second one as well onto JD is just really where that round goes over to Skyfire's favor. You can never count out a team until that GG is full on seen in the game and the scoreboard, not the chat, because we do know sometimes people say GG too early and it does get the better of them. So we'll wait and see.
Oh God, don't even remind me.
If Skyfire can try to send it into overtime here. They've got the money to do so right now in this purchase, the AKs, the utility, but do they have the big sense of how how the Truckers are looking to hold off this CT side?
That was on this map too. I still remember it, where I think it was Kingfisher or someone said like GG, and then, was it Keto? I can't remember. Anyway, whatever it was.
I remember it.
Yeah, and then he said GG and they ended up losing, so it was pretty funny.
I think it was Keto. Yeah, Keto Power
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, the good old days. The good times. Wonder what they'll do now that old mate, what's the team name? Vertex disbanded?
Yeah,
interesting to see where the rest of those guys go. But Clutchy, he's interested in going himself, but so is JD. Locking it down with 2, but look at Noisia hightailing it around the side. However, it is all on him in a 1v2 here. The nade to come down, looking to get aggressive, but all he can really do here is try and play the time, try and isolate these 1v1s and find 2 separate kills, but it's going to be a challenge. All on Noisia to keep him into the game.
There it is.
Oh, there it is.
Smooth Crim. I was going to say the Truckers, they probably don't want to be split up. You know, they don't want to give Noisia the 1v1, but in the end, it does go the way of the Truckers. So, Mitch, the first best of 3 for tonight, 2-0 into the Truckers. That does mean we do see the departure of Skyfire from LPL this season. What do you think?
Yeah, look, it's pretty much back to the drawing board, I guess you would say, for Skyfire. You know, again, we've spoken about it. They're a team that's still got plenty of room to develop. They've got all the, right tools in the shed, so to speak, but hopefully that they are able to bring that through in the next little while. And look, with that being said, they've gone out to a bit of a good team, in the end. They haven't, tricked and fallen into a trap of a team that's considered, much worse than them or anything like that. Truckers have been a really, really solid prospect as of late. And every single member was looking really, really solid in that series that we just saw. Every single person has stepped up where needed, and even maybe having some quiet starts like PZ we saw. He was backfiring in the rest of that half on Overpass. So really, really cool to see. Congratulations to the Truckers. Obviously, we'll be making it through, but I think we'll be waiting to bring Swede upon in just a short while, the Monkey Man himself.
Yeah, no, very well done to the Truckers there. And I don't think I've done an interview of a player in quite a long time. So why don't we bring Swede in?
Hi, Swede. What's up, brother?
Hello.
Oh, hey, man. How you doing? Congratulations.
Hello.
Well done, obviously, from going on into the very next round, my friend. It's been really, really nice to watch the Truckers do such a great job, obviously, after picking out Panic. So how has the mood been for you guys? You know, we were speaking about it earlier prior to the game going in. I was like, there is no way that this team doesn't think like, we're going into this map and we're going to win.
Yeah, we've just been pretty chill past a few weeks, but yeah, the mood's pretty good.
That's
that's awesome to hear, man. So yeah. Now you go down. Run along.
Say that at the same time as well. Yeah, so you did get ultimately knocked down into the lower bracket run here, so you have to fight your way on through. Have you guys exercised, any differences in being knocked on down, or is it still just going to be, playing your game as it is every single match, every single opponent that you face?
I think we got knocked out by Rooster. We really struggle against those guys, but we've been working on our comms mainly. Our communications was our biggest downfall.
It's really, really clear that really clear that ever since you guys have picked up Panic and put in the work over the last couple of weeks, it's been really nice to see you guys develop. Obviously, you had that huge win against the Renegades, which sort of put all the pressure on your guys' backs. But it's been, again, as I say, really, really nice to watch you guys sort of settle and do super well. So I guess talking on the actual series where you've beaten Skyfire, the map pool was an interesting one for me. So you guys have picked Overpass, which we know you guys are really, really solid on, but also Nuke. Did it kind of catch you off guard that Skyfire actually picked Nuke into you guys when you guys are a really solid team on that map?
I don't know. I'm going to be honest. I don't think they knew, Clutchy was doing the vetoes, and he said he didn't know what he was doing.
I see.
In the Discord, so I don't know what the go there is. We were a bit confused. But, in terms of the scoreline, I don't know what they were expecting, because we've got, Damo the GOAT on our team. So I don't know if they're expecting to win when we have the GOAT on our team, or...
True. It's always going to be a challenge, mate. Anything else from you, Dion, before we do wrap this one up?
No, I think that's it. Just congratulations once again to Swede. You'll be moving on over into next week's match, I guess. That'll try to send you back up, I guess, to maybe face off against Rooster, depending on how the Rooster versus Paradox match will go. But nevertheless, Swede, congratulations, and we'll catch you soon.
Wait, can I say something?
Yeah.
If there's any single e-girls in the Twitch chat right now, my DMs are open.
All right, go home, Swede. You've had enough. We need to feed you a banana or something. It'll sort you out. Nah. Big love, obviously, to my man Swede for coming on in to wrap it all up for us in the end. But look, he's a long-time friend of mine, and it's been really, really nice to see the team do such a great job, of course, over the last few weeks, as I've mentioned. And, congratulations, as you've mentioned, Dion, for them to get through into the next series as well. So huge plays from the Truckers. I hope to see more from them over the rest of the competition. But we won't be going anywhere anyway, guys. Stay around. Bantz versus Mako, not too far away. Well, guys, we are back. And my word, Dion, I was talking about it in the break, man. Watching those ads, I need to get myself one of those Conker fridges. I swear, man. If anyone in the studio at LPL can sort me out, please let me know, guys. But seriously, welcome back. Of course, we are now moving into series number 2, the best of 3 between Mako and Bantz. So this one should have just as much firepower as we did see in the previous matchup, of course, where Skyfire did unfortunately be taken out by the boys at the Truckers. And obviously we heard about Swede's need for an e-girl. But let's now hear about what Mako and Bantz will bring through, Dion, for us in this next series.
Yeah, well, of course, the best of 3, a map pick each. It'll be really cool to see what the maps will be when we get into that. But first, a refresher for everyone that is watching. Who are the players that form these teams? Well, of course, for Mako, it is...
Wrong way around, but that's okay. No. You're not tripping. You're not tripping. It's cool. So that is obviously the roster of Bantz, guys. So Falcon, Ruffleco, Brace, Addict, and Emotion. And on the other side, we will have, of course, Mako as well. So, 2 teams that we have seen a couple of times in the last little while. The other side of Mako, Zilla, Callum Murray, Zertz, Crimson, and help me out, Dion, for the last one. Is it? Oh, Zilla.
is it?
Zilla, that's right. Zilla,
yeah.
yes. No, there goes my brain. It's sticking along. But yeah, no, look, let's jump into the maps, I suppose. Obviously, with that coming up ahead of us, it will be... Okay, Dion, you can run me through this one right now.
Alright, we're back to Overpass. I think the thing that I'm going to be witnessing from these teams that we'll see is going to be the different structure and the different style when it comes to Overpass. I think we're going to be seeing a completely different outcome, to be honest with you. But Dust 2 being picked, you know, it'll be interesting to see. It'll probably be the pick of Bantz, just putting it out there as well. If it's not, I'd kind of be surprised, I guess. But Inferno being that third map as well, of course, you come to... get into it, but I've just gotten confirmation that Dust 2 is actually the map pick of Mako. So that actually does kind of surprise me because, you know, you think of this Bantz roster, you think of the old days, they were very comfortable to play Dust 2, very comfortable. So in their pick and Overpass, Mitch, this is making me think that we might actually see a Bantz 2-0 potentially.
Yeah, look, potentially is just, you know, we were speaking to Swede a little while ago about like, how have we seen a nuke pick into an Overpass pick, you know, when you're versing in that sort of series? It's like two really, really solid maps for that team. And now we're seeing exactly this, you know, Mako, whether or not they've made some form of error or if they're just super confident moving into Dust 2. But we know that, you know, Bantz, they've been able to take like, you know, 8, 10, 12 rounds off the best teams in our region on Dust 2. So whether or not they've got something exciting for us in store, we'll have to see. But the first map obviously will be Overpass, and that will be the pick of Bantz. So Dion, after we saw what we did coming through for Skyfire and the Truckers, what do you think we're going to be seeing from Bantz coming out on this Overpass map?
Well, I think it's going to be between these two teams. I think we're going to see more defensive structure, you know, really just when you think of the Truckers, they are a team that can be very fluid on the T side. And that's not to say that these teams won't be, for sure. But I think when it does come to the teams of this status, this caliber, we're probably going to see your more aligned, structured Counter-Strike in Overpass. And for that matter, Dust 2 as well. But yeah, really excited for Overpass. And I'm hoping that these boys are really up in their defense. Because, you know, if they're putting up a solid brick wall on that CT side, it can be very punishing on Overpass.
Well, the way the Bantz have been playing, you know, they've been in MDL, of course, obviously, as that is, that has now come for an end for them, that competition. But that's basically, you know, 16 teams of the best in the region, very similar to LPL, of course. But that means Bantz, they've been playing different teams, preparing themselves for, you know, the best of the best. And Mako didn't obviously have that same opportunity here. But coming into Let's Play Live, you know, they've been looking pretty good. It's their first season in LPLP, and under the lead of Zerts, yeah, that's, of course, the one I was going for. They've been doing pretty well. So I'm really excited to see what Zilla, especially, and Crimson have for us in store. Obviously, I'm assuming that's why they picked us too. You know, very, very versatile with the AWPs. But we also know how good Motion is. You know, Motion is a fantastic AWPer as well. But yeah, it's typically been the Roffelco show, hasn't it, for Bantz? And I think he is going to be the shining light between these two teams in this series as well. And if it gets to Inferno, rather, it's basically just game done there. You know, I would say so. Very, very surprised again by the vetoes, but maybe, just maybe, Mako will be able to bare their teeth and take it out in a sharky fashion. So let us see. But here we go. Series number 2, the best of 3, another elimination round. Let's Play Live, week number 5, season 2. Straight into it.
I have to agree with you on that point as well. If we do get into Inferno, I'll, you know, be seeing Roffelco frag, and if he's not, well, that's going to be unfortunate. But to start off, Zerts swinging down Monster, finding the headshot onto Motion. That'll definitely help the case of Mako. They've got a kit in the hands of Zilla. They've got a smoke as well. But let's see what they flex upon on the back of this.
Slowly creeping into the connector addict. He doesn't know there's actually 3 members in store. Crimson will be able to find that kill. Now Falcon, he's sprung around knowing that there is going to be more inside, and it looks like the entirety of the members of Bantz are going to be starting to make their way there. Whether or not Falcon trying to make his way through on the other side of the door will be wise, but now Mako are actually starting to swim away out of the connector now, slowly wandering their way back to the A site. So they might actually be caught off guard here. If they're not watching it at the right time, Jim, he's going to be dinked. And that could be that for this side, already flooding back to the site. But now Bantz, where do they choose to go with the initial kill that they found here. It's still a 4-on-3, so they will be fighting from behind, but it's certainly a winnable round.
Yeah, that smoke grenade will get thrown as well. And eventually we'll land up towards long to provide a little bit of safe passage up for Brace. I don't know if Grim's been hearing any footsteps, but he'll get a significant shot straight onto the face. Another one, he can't quite collect it onto Ruffleco. Do they choose to even just plan through CT right now? Because the flank is starting to happen. Falcon.
Oh, there it is. No, Zeds! No, Zeds! No!
Oh, my lord. It's going to be down to Ruffleco, who gets finished off by Zilla in the end as well. Don't worry, Zeds. We only saw your kill on emotion this round. Don't worry.
Don't worry, man. Channel 7 definitely isn't going to be seeing that one in a couple weeks. How cool is that, though, man? We're on TV, dude.
No, still gobsmacked, man. Like,
yeah,
it's such an awesome opportunity as well. Like, you know, to do this. Oh, there's that weird mouse. To be able to do this, you know, given our love of Counter-Strike, for LPL to put on, you know, this for all of the boys as well. And unfortunately, you know, due to the current world situation, we can't have the LAN. You know, these guys are able to say that, you know, we played LPLP. We're able to play at the top tier events in, you know, our whole region. And we're on TV as well. So it's like, whilst we're on TV commentating, these guys are on TV playing, trying to, you know, spread out their, I guess, repertoire of what they've played on.
Nah, 100%. A little bit of a farm there for Zertz as he is able to find 2, but it might get a little bit dangerous as Ruffleco, not quite, will be able to pick up a couple of kills there, and Callum Murray able to at least finalize it. So Mako will be able to secure 2 rounds here, but now it will be the full buy coming in for Bantz. But yeah, man, exactly that. Hey, it's been really heartwarming for me. You've obviously told us the story, you know, where your mum was watching it in the morning. I had my nana text me today. I was at dinner. I go to my nana's for dinner on a Tuesday night, and she was asking, when can I tape it? You know, she's got the video play, the VHS machine that she still hits that record button on. So it's really, really cool to see that, you know, the family supports it, and then having friends like tag me in Insta stories or Snapchats or tweets and everything like that watching. So yeah, I think, you know, obviously it's a late time, but regardless, man, it's a monumental play for Australian Counter-Strike.
Yeah, nah, it is sensational, man. Like, unlike that spray from Motion, it's really cool. So, yeah, we'll park it for now. Let's get back into this game, shall we? The positioning that Bantz have lost is actually spectacular right now. You know, Mako, they just full-on ran in towards Fountain. They ran into Backyard as well, and it is really playing with the mindset of Bantz right now. They've already lost 2 members. They're just second-guessing themselves, like, where are these CTs right now? Finally, they do find Jim in the end, but look how much time that wasted. There's only 50 seconds to go, and they've still got, you know, a lot of time to just get near a site.
40 seconds, plenty of time, as you mentioned. So looks like Mako have actually chosen rather to stack over towards that B site in the end. 3 members down. Happy to just leave Crimson sitting up happily on the top of the A site. A map with verticality, obviously this one of Overpass, as you do mention, but Brace ready to get that Molotov down towards the barrels, and it will get the member of Callum Murray. Does manage to pop the smoke, giving him some extra time. Falcon, I think he has actually had spotted out the head of 1. There's a couple of kills. Brace and Falcon finding it, but now they know there's the member inside the position of Graffiti, but running up fast. Brace looking to get that plant, and he will, but Zertz will be able to mow him down. So Bantz, they get off on the right foot. They find the plant. But Mako, they find 3 rounds, and despite a few members going down, they're going to be able to pick up the AWP for Crimson if they so choose. The remaining members of the team will find themselves some M4s as well.
Now, off to a really good start for Mako on this CT side. A bit of a different story that we're reading out here as opposed to our last matchup, which, you know, as I said, we're probably looking at the different status on this game, and it's not disappointing at all. Really good to see Mako, you know, just play the CT side as it's meant to be played. Really, you know, finding off your frags, holding off choke points, flashbang's utility, collecting upon sensationally. Zertz, I can't believe that you just got a 4-man spray down. What is that?
Oh my. Mamma mia. Here I go again. No, I'm not going to finish that one, but it doesn't matter because Crimson will finish the round. So Zertz with 4. got to be happy with that one. 9-1 he sits at right now. 4-0 is the scoreline. And Bantz, yeah, just not yet able to make their way into this. I mean, look, this is not a uncommon situation that we see, though. You know, obviously, Mako, they won the first round. They were able to pick up the preceding rounds after that pistol as well. And now Bantz with the full buy. Motion will have the AWP in hand. Maybe this will be the chance to finally get the foot on the pavement.
Yeah, well, they will have to open up for a frag in the beginning, because if you do find the opener, you know, it's always a welcome occurrence. Falcon. Got a lot of angles to be very careful of right now in short water, with Mako being very aggressive into connector. We saw it in the pistol round, but now with the rifles, can they hold it off? Because there is utility that Bantz can throw down to try and force them back. I'm expecting maybe a late boost to come out on top of the side, at least when it comes to overpass. I like boosting up on top of the center side box you can see over into short water. But in the opening, it's Jim and Crimson to find some great shots. And once again, really just punishing Bantz at the very get-go of the round.
Hello, Bantz. Are you there? Chief's on the phone. And he's asking where you're at. So right now, it's been a little bit quiet for the Bantz boys. Very, very uncommon for them. But Addict's powering his way up towards the site. Zilla, though, they're not checking their corners right now. And it leaves Roppelko all alone in a 1v5. Able to pick up one kill, not quite the second, as Zertz and Zilla do push through the smoke as a unit. And that leaves Mako at 5, sitting very, very happy right now. Because Bantz, remember, this is their map pick. They're starting on the T side. And they need to bring this forward nice and early. But it will be the Deagles coming out for the boys now. Just going to settle. But yeah, Mako, man. Really, really solid start here on Overpass.
Yeah, there's no argument in that regard there. Just once again, locking it down, just really realizing what Bantz are trying to do. And now on an eco round, Bantz, you know, the bit of the half fire with the upgrade on the Kevlar and the helmets and the Deagles. We'll see what damage they can do, but it just feels like it's the Mako show right now, Conky. You know, even with the best weaponry in the game, Bantz haven't really been able to exercise really anything.
Whether or not they're going to be able to find something exciting, a diamond in the rough in this round potentially, but not really a whole lot to work with again, as we've already spoken about. They've got a little bit of utility that they can send up towards whichever site they so choose. Roppelko, though, making plenty of sound, and this is what I really like from Mako. Whatever they're doing, they're glued together and they're synergized right now. Looking a little bit like Gohan and Trunks doing that, you know, thing on Dragon Ball Z where they touch fingers and then yell, and it's really cool. Yeah, nice.
I do know what you're meaning, yes. But here we go. Bantz trying to rush on into the B side. Mako, can they look to lock it down with their defense that we've seen be very flawless in the game so far? Addict and Roppelko to alive. Addict, great shot onto Calamari, and upgrade onto the M4 with only 9 HP. Going to be quite difficult now that he is the last one alive. And there we have it. Mako, absolutely spectacular on this CT side. And of course, defense, shout outs to the New Zealand Defense Force. Without all the lovely sponsors, LPL would find it, I guess, a little bit more difficult to put on these broadcasts for everybody.
What's that website again, mate?
Oh, glad you asked. defensecareers.mil.nz. Check them out.
Check it out, everyone. Now, 100%, exactly that. Without the boys, the love from the ladies and gentlemen, Western Digital Black, Vodafone, and Conquer, of course. You love to see it. And also, the boys in the studio, and the girls. Lovely team down there. But Jim, Crim, also going to be able to find a couple of kills to go along with it. 5v3 now. But yeah, man, Mako, I'm really, really liking what I'm seeing. That's all I've really got to put about it. There's no lack of synergy, and they have basically just been one step ahead of Bantz the entire run of the show. So
look at that. Flawless execution of utility. Zilla and Zertz together, Jim and Crim together, and poor old Calamari to hold B by himself. It just works. Also, I might add Motion. He was close to James Bond, just saying.
I'm kind of baffled right now. Like, not to take any credit away from Mako, it just, like, this is a new team. we knew they were good, but Bantz is also good, and I like, that's what I mean. That's what makes it better for me. I don't think Bantz are doing bad. Like, they certainly look a little bit groggy, but Mako have just ripped them to shreds and denied any form of control or synergy or anything. Okay. Exactly. Like, what a start to the round. And again, yeah.
It looks like a different Mako than we saw against Skyfire the other week, you know? It's like, that was close, where you would expect, you know, it was a bit rough for Mako, right? But it gets done in the end. Against Bantz, you're kind of thinking, all right, it's probably going to be along the same lines, right? Nah, it's just looking really good for them. And that's, again, not to say that, you know, Bantz are just looking to fall apart. You know, Mako are just putting in really good work. And I guess now, as I say that, I cast a curse that finally Bantz, they got a man advantage.
Zilla, very, very sharp here. Locking it down now with 2. Even going aggressive as well. Zilla with 3. Surely at this point you give him the 4th as well. But no, Callum Murray on the flank. This is what I mean. He doesn't even go for the clip. He goes for the teabag afterwards, which I kind of respect. But man, Mako 8-0 and not looking to slow down at all. Even to the point where Bantz have, likely Bantz at least, have come in for the pause here.
Yeah, well, Bantz are going to have to call this this pause here to try and reset themselves. And I guess more importantly, maybe reset Mako, put a little bit of a stop to their flowing of the rounds. We know that Mako have the money for days, even if they do lose a single round. And it's really not going to upset them in the slightest you would expect. You know, 8 rounds, that already solidifies that they will be winning this half no matter what. They've still got 7 rounds to play in this half, and I touch back to the point that I made in the pre-game, Conky. I said that we need to see big defensive structure coming into this matchup here between these two teams. It's what I was expecting, but I didn't expect it like this. This is insane.
Nah, as you mentioned, man, this is not what I expected in any way, shape, or form. Pretty crazy what we're witnessing right now, but you love to see it at the exact same merit, man. Like, I have really, really been enjoying this. Just nice to see. And not a new team, but a team that's been putting in the hours. You know, Zertz, he's been around for absolute yonkers. And they're just all playing absolutely synergized. Like, you know, it's like, what are they, when you used to go on excursions at school, and they said you need a buddy? That's literally what we've got right now. They got a bunch of buddies hanging out, holding hands.
The buddy system.
Skipping back to the bus.
Yeah, man. It's the thing that I've taken away from this round already is that peek down towards the short connector, or the short tunnel, sorry, at B. They waited for it. A flashbang came out from Zilla, and then the peek came out from, I think it was Calamari then. And it was a clean frag. There was nothing else to say. It was just complete cleanness. That is really just being the big benefactor for Mako in this whole entire game. They're hitting their shots. They're positioning their teammates to hit the shots. And that, in essence, is what Counter-Strike's about. You know, when you're a team, it's the team game. If you can position your teammates into the right position to find a frag, that is so much better than having great individual star performances.
Nah, that's exactly right. You know, as we mentioned, what were we speaking about when I was talking about Clutchy in FPL? You know, it's a team game at the end of the day. That's exactly what it is. And Mako, you know, we do have players that you think, okay, yes, sharp. We've got Crimson, we've got Zilla, and they're both having a pretty decent game right now. But again, at the end of the day, what is it? It's team synergy that is what wins these games. And right now, man, Mako, they are the team that is absolutely on top, even to the point where Zertz is going to be going for that mid pick.
Yeah, well, this is one of the players that you didn't mention just there, right? Zertz, how long has he been around in Counter-Strike for now? To see him playing with these young guns in this roster as well, it brings a little bit of strength to this roster. You know, we've seen him put up great performances in the past. I think I saw that he's sitting on 11 frags right now, which, if I'm not mistaken, is equal to Zilla's as well. So he's been, you know, getting all of the frags in this game, but we've more or less been seeing Zilla put up at the frag deployments as well as the utility deployments to position his teammates to get those kills.
So now, falling out of mid after having a little bit of a look-see inside, Bantz just scared, fearful, you know, and look at Calamari. He's already looking to take some form of control, and he's got a teammate there with him as well. He now will reposition. Can he go big here? Zert, Calamari just absolutely farming right now. They will ultimately go down, but look at the damage that they've expended, the time that they have created for themselves. Addict is in a position where he will be able to at least get a kill on the Zilla, but the Molotov is going to slow them down. They've got enough time to get their way through. But with 25 seconds left on the clock, they need to slowly start to creep their way up. The Molotov will force Jim out, but if he can go for the fight, find the initial kill, Addicts will be able to get the trade. And now it's into a 1-on-2. Crimson, oh no, narrowly missing the shot through the box. I mean, an absolute centimeter off, but they go for the... All right, talking of synergy, that was beautiful.
That was better from Bantz. It was still rocky, don't get me wrong. It wasn't clean, but they got the job done in the end. You know, the positioning from Mako to be so far forward to the fence. Bit unfortunate that Calamari doesn't get those kills in the end because he did a phenomenal amount of damage there. He dealt the damage to Ruffleco and Addict at the end. They were very low in HP, but then when you've got an AWP going in for a 1 versus 2, it can be quite unfortunate. So Crim, unlucky to shut it down. But you know, what I touched upon earlier, there is money for Mako on the back of losing that round. They've got a stable buy in this one, though the utility that they started off with in this round is kind of gone. But look at this from Zerts. It's a repeat of just the positioning that Mako have stolen from Bantz.
Zerts, again with that control, 2 quick kills, man. Solo, Dolo, all the way inside the playground. And that's basically what this map has been for all of Mako. Another good flash. I mean, they turn away from it at the appropriate time, and Zerts has been able to do some additional damage onto Addicts. But man, it's a 3-on-4 again, Falcon. Up ahead. I'm not sure if they actually saw him, but they do in the end. But that's what I mean. Another peak as a unit. They're not allowing these 1 versus 1. You know, you're just going for it and getting it done. 4v2 now.
No, it's just flawless Counter-Strike, man. There's no other thing to say. We know, and I'm sure a lot of other people watching this as well, know how capable motion of a player is in this roster, right? He's 0 for 11. He's just being punished left, right, and center from Mako. And that's, you know, he might be having a bit of a cold one. He might be freezing. But Mako are setting themselves up to get 90% of these frags.
More and more kills come through for Mako. Calamari, he has been doing a phenomenal job on this B-bomb side. Just not letting anyone through the door. And yeah, man, look, again, Bantz, these guys are not a bad team. These guys are, you know, one of the ones that was sort of looking to do the more recent break into the top 10. A team that I love and respect and adore, but Mako have completely just dismantled and dissected every single strat that they've got. This is, again, Bantz's map pick. And Motion, unfortunately, sits there 0-11. Definitely not a usual vision that we're having right now, but I let it be known that not a single slither of credit can be taken away from Mako because they are controlling the pace of this game.
And now it'll be a testament to see what's if we can be backed up what we're saying. And just like, man, how are you able to escape with murder just like this? Like a smoke grenade's thrown through, but before it even blossoms, he's finding 2. He's still alive. He's taken 22 points of damage. Brace and Motion don't even know exactly where he's playing from anymore. He's even going to find a 4th one onto Brace. Now it's just down to Motion. But it is going to be Motion's time to get a frag on the board. Actually, he's already found one on Zerts, so
he's already on the board.
But Jim, he's here for the ace. He's asking for it. You can very well expect it to be said. But will he be afforded the timing? And he's punished.
That's happened twice now. Once to Moe and once to Jim now in the evening. But there we have it, guys. Calamari to close it out for the team. So here we go. 11 to... I still cannot believe what I'm saying. I'm to the point where I need to refocus and shut up about it and just continue to broadcast the rest of the game because, man, oh man, Mako, well done to what I've seen for the start of this game.
Nah, 100%, man. Like, you've got to just bow down to them right now. They're playing this so well, just punishing Bantz left, right, and center. And just at the get-go, you know, their utility's flawless. Their double peaks are really spectacular. And even when they're not together, they are just fighting the frags. They're doing what they need to do at the individual level. So now, let's see how Bantz are going to be able to bring it back. The boost over through long, as we see from that X-ray, because it is Bantz on these pistols, right? The Deagle's a little bit of utility. The Hail Mary AK-47 for Brace. I heard a one tap from Calamari onto Addict. Where was that? That was in Connector, I think.
Dude, this is like... The team synergy that we are seeing from these guys is like next to none. Like, you know, it's almost on the same level as what you'd see from a Renegade or an Order or someone like that. And Crim's just hitting shots left, right, and center. Super, super crispy. All left on Falcon, inside the connector. And yeah, that's what I mean. Like, imagine if we saw even better and sharper players and more experienced players. You don't even see them pulling off this kind of synergy.
Nah. No, sir, you don't. We can't count Bantz off, though, just yet. You know, it's not done. They're definitely capable to bring it back, but, you know, I'm feeling for Bantz right now because we know how capable they are, and not to sound like a broken record, and I know I kind of do. It's like, we know that they can gather all of these rounds, but when they're going up against just a brick wall, it feels like they've got a feather against it.
Certainly looking to huff and puff, but not able to blow the house down. Sitting inside the playground. Just waiting to see if anyone will come and pick them up from school. Maybe they've been left behind, forgotten about. But again, the re-aggression, the control once more taken. And look at even a one-way on the other side of this, like, these guys are going to be caught off immediately. There is no way that Jim doesn't walk away with a kill here. Sorry, see emotion. Oh, okay, never mind. Jim's bad. Sorry.
No, once again, Bantz, they will be afforded an opening kill. They've got a little bit of utility still to execute on towards one of these sites. And you know, Zertz is the only one with utility for Mako. That does technically mean that everyone here at A will have their weapons out. Will they catch the timing, though, onto Bantz, setting up this utility? Zilla expecting a flash. They all blind one. No, the spray's awkward. He finds two. Grim, he's going to have to fall back from the flames at the default of sight. I think he's just been spotted on the retreat as well. So the 3 versus 3, he's holding the line. He sees Ruffleco's hands. The utility will force him back. They're not going to be denying the bomb plant, but now it is going to get into the sticky 3 versus 3 retake. There is kits for Mako, and Zertz has snuck his way behind this smoke here next to Truck.
Crimson finding another kill, so leaving it into a position where Bantz are at the disadvantage once more. I mean, look, I suppose they've got it locked down. They've got control of Flowers and also the bathrooms, but look at this position already. Fanging his way up long. Callum Murray, the man, he's got some legs on him, running all the way from B. Ruffleco's there, though. Ruffleco's there, but so is Crimson, and now he can get onto the side, tap onto the bomb. Will he hit the shot on the brace? Oh, my! What? Dude, how? If he had won that round, I might have needed some new pants.
I might have needed a new Conky monitor, dude. I probably would have knocked mine over from that.
True, though.
Or a fridge.
Make sure you get one.
I wouldn't mind watching this on a fridge. That'd be cool. Dude. Actually.
All right, Dion, well, what do we see in the remainder of this one? 15 rounds we are now bearing down the barrel at. 12-2 is the scoreline of the ages here for Mako. Crimson has taken a little bit of damage early on, but I don't think it's going to phase him. The shots that man has been hitting. And that's what I mean, man. Like, we've always known him as being such a strong player. And it's nice to see that he does have other people around him that have, you know, nurtured him and made him into a better person and a player in the team format, which is always nice to see. And there we go, Zilla, another opener.
And that's not just the timing of Falcon dropping off of Party as well. That's the flashbang peak combination that we've seen time and time again from Mako. Just work wonders. It's a mystery, you know. for Bantz right now. They don't know how they keep getting caught off guard from it. It's just down to timing and a little bit of luck behind that timing, I guess you could say. But a 4 versus 4 situation, almost equal in the HP department. And there is just a Galil for Addict. We'll see what damage he can do. Remember, round number 15, the last one of this half here. 30 seconds to go into it. There's the flash. Zertz to peek. And he'll hear the utilities be pulled now. He'll catch Addict on the cross. The second one would be glorious, but it's not going to be the case. If they deny the bomb plant, that'd be cool. But look at that.
Flash! Are you joking?
Blinded. He gets a second one as well. And the third one's closing down.
Dude, like, that's what I mean.
Mako are putting up.
This is not Mako. Someone has taken a European team and placed them inside Australia somehow. Like, whatever these guys, whatever juice, I want to purchase a whole box of it because that has been amazing to watch what Mako have brought through to us right now. A 13-2 half against the map pick of Bantz. We've seen Bantz take down some giants on this map in this very competition, and here we are looking at that scoreline. And I'm just excited for the next half. The rest of the series, Dion.
Yeah, remember, we're going into Dust 2 next, which... map pick of Mako, that's all I can say, right?
Yeah. 16-0, maybe?
Nah, I doubt that.
Nah.
Gotta give Ben some credit.
Though. Yeah. Nah, look.
True.
Everyone knows my love of these boys, but I also love. I'm truly not even going to call it an underdog story. Rather, like these teams. Sure, yes, you would put Bantz as the favorite, but it was always going to be even matched. You know, like looking at these games from the outlayer, it's like, okay, you know, Thursday night, what games we got? We've got Truckers versus Skyfire. Wow, that's going to be close. And then we got Mako versus Bantz. That's also going to be great. What a night that we've got. And we are the ones that are privileged enough to bring that to the rest of the world. So that's a pretty special feeling. And watching a result like this to be so one-sided is pretty insane.
Nah, I couldn't have said it better myself there, Mitch. But let's see if Bantz can put up some numbers in this round. Callum, like Brace, you just feel for it at that moment as well. He catches the timing right. Calamari's not even looking at him, but just a quick 180, a quick flick, a face found. That's a frag. That's Mako afforded a entryway into the A site because there's a stack on B. The plant goes down. Bantz have to try and get back into it with a flashbang and a kid on motion, but they've got no positioning. Calamari engaging in a battle against said motion. Now they've got that information. They can look to fall back and just hold off the plant scenario on this bomb.
So are they going to be able to retake here? Falcon trying to barrel on in. They've got the positions locked down, short, long, everywhere that they need. And there's Crimson just putting insult to injury right now. Jim also with 2. And yeah, Crim and Jim. There was literally not a single even shine of light coming into that round for Bantz. So Mako, once more, you know, they are the powerhouse this evening. They lock it down, they bring it through, and that's awesome. Look, Mako deserves to win this out 16-2 by the way that they've been going right now, and I'm truly, really just feeling for the Bantz boys. But the good thing is, knowing these players so well, I know that this isn't going to put too much of you know, a damper on their evening. They're still going to be smiling. They're still going to be happy to continue on. Obviously, big shout to the Bantz crew.
It's like with Ruffleco, right? You never see him not smiling. It's just so wonderful.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Correct. But Addict, he's certainly going to be smiling there with 2 Deagle kills. Yeah. Alrighty. So as we sort of just recollect ourselves and try and work out what is going on right now, the 2 kills coming through from Addict were quite spicy and nice to see. Motion also going to be able to find another, but Crim does find the trade, and look at this positioning now. Ruffleco on the other side. Crim's in a 1v3 position, but Addict, what a shot there, my friend. Very, very well done. As now Mako, they unfortunately do feel a little bit of reprimand as Bantz will find their 3rd round. I'm sure Elixir will be happy about that one. But it's still, again, the Mako show. And whilst there will be a brief pause coming through, Dion, break it down for me. What can Bantz do to really start to bring this one back?
I think one of the biggest things for them is literally just going to be to hit their shots and justify the trades if they do lose out a duel here, because that's the thing that Mako were doing in their CT side defense, right? They were hitting the shots, they were positioning their team, most importantly, to find those free frags. And I say free because when you do flash an opponent, 95% of the time you'd be getting the kill if you come in from a bit of a wide swing. So that's really what Mako were just exercising to do in the previous half. And if Bantz can, I guess, take a page out of their book, then they know the story.
And a great story it has been to watch as that. So here with Bantz winning out the previous round, they are going to be able to lock down their economy and at least go for the purchase into the next round. So Mako, they're actually going to force along with it. You love to see it. Smoke grenade down over towards Monster, giving themselves some control as usual. But I'm interested to see where Mako are going to be taking these weapons now, of course. Looks like they're going to be running a set default as usual, taking control of short water, getting out through the connector. And now, the side of Bantz, they're going to be trying to lock down Monster as well. Brace up on the railing. Ruffleco also playing nice and close. With that utility coming out, Zilla. Yeah. Oh, okay. Who did we see do this a lot? Was it Rooster?
Rooster. See, the thing I'm seeing is already a stark difference between these two CT defenses right now is Mako never, sat facing Monster Tunnel. They never put themselves in that position to lose their lives freely. And Bantz, they kind of are. If there's no real trades or swings coming out from Ruffleco or even utility, from, say, Falcon, the position he's sitting at, they're not clearing angles. They're not getting those frags. And yeah, just a bit of a stark difference that I've noticed.
For sure. Brace just like 1 millimeter away.
Yeah.
And Calamari, he wants to shoot. He wants to go for something, but he's just going to sit there and wait for a little while longer. The main thing is, obviously, they will make some sound if they drop, so they are going to just slow it down a little bit. So with this force, we've got the couple of Galils, we've got the Tech 9, we've got the Mac 10. Of course, Zert's with that scout, but with 30 seconds remaining, both these members playing anti-flash, they've got to be ready. Here it comes, Dion. Are we going to see another round from Mako, or will Bantz be able to lock it down?
Ooh, okay. Brace doesn't need to have any vision in this round, but look at that, Mako. They look to bring it back with the picks, and now Calamari, he's getting aggressive. He gets a dink onto Addict, but the bomb needs to go down, and Jim is so vulnerable right now. He's probably not going to catch the timing motion. He didn't need to free-fire himself because now Jim...
Oh my!
Second!
Jim!
Oh!
Was that a... No, it wasn't quite a 1v4. Just off.
See, when you give your position away from the MP9, Jim knows how to play that, right? The dink was communicated that Addict is low. One tap down. He goes to just hold his foot down and then take the duel because he knows he probably can't get down into water. I feel like in the heat of the moment, Bantz did play that 2 versus 1 a little bit wrong.
Oh, no, for sure. There's no doubt about it. The fact that they did peak a little bit off is very clear, but look, at the end of the day, when the momentum has been shot this hard, it's always easy to make those sort of mistakes. So
yeah,
Motion is able to find an opening with the Deagle. Now sitting up on the front of the A site, just on the top of the flower pots, watching the end of connector. Will he be able to find another? There is the head. Jim spots him out. Also in the exact same merit. He's able to creep his way through. So Motion going to fall back to the site. But Mako, again, they're only 1 round away from some unbelievable success.
And if they can find it out against these pistols, it would be good. But the pistols are seemingly a little bit tricky for Mako the best in this round right now. Everybody's grouped up around this A side. Jim's good for 1. Calamari Bantz bested as well. Things looking very promising for Bantz. The pistols, Motion. He finds another one in the round. That's actually 4. It could be the ace indeed. I've missed it. I blinked. Jim, though, can he pull out an ace of his own against the pistols? 30 seconds. He can get the bomb.
Wins these.
Well, he's actually got the bomb, but look at the flank that's coming out from Falcon as well. It's creeping slowly. The first issue is Brace. The second is Ruffleco. That will get the better of him in the end. So whilst we are on the edge of our seats in the round for Motion and potentially for Jim, they will hold it off. And Bantz, and there's another round for them.
All right. I was just kind of hoping, not for a quicker game, but it's just like, at that position, after Motion's lost his ace, it's like, you just want to see a 1v4 come out. It's always exciting to watch. But now Mako going for a very, very quick play once again towards B as they surf on their way down. Now just sitting on the other side of the smoke. The molly, rather, smoke grenade will allow them some control up short. And now as they move very, very quickly, are they going to be able to find these kills that aren't needed? Brace, Falcon, able to lock it down, but Krim, oh my word! The Deagle doing wonders for this man. The Molotov is going to force Brace away, and that is the side lockdown. Yeah, exactly. Could it be this? Could this be the way that they lose? Krim is just insane with that Deagle.
Zilla finds Brace. Now it is just going to be down to Motion and Addict. That Tech 9 just runs a roar when it taps away. All three of these Ts currently, around the same HP region. There's a lot of angles that Bantz need to clear. They do have a kit and a smoke for Addict, and the Ninja could be deployed if it does get called to arms. But look how much time's ticking away. You know that
Look at this lockdown though, man.
You know that the crossfire is just, as you say, absolutely locked down. They're on the smoke, they're on the defuse. Do they get it? That's it. That's
there it is.
GG, 16-4 in favor of Mako. They win it on a forced up with some pistols, some Mac 10s, and I just don't know.
My man's lost. He needs some help. But
I'm lost.
No, man, that was phenomenal. Like, I guess again to preface, did it feel like Bantz was a little bit slow in the first map? Absolutely. There is no way that I can go like, that was the hottest Bantz that I've ever seen. No chance. But Mako, they were literally showing ability that precedes their ranking or their position in the region by far. If I see a team like that, play like that, they can beat Renegades, Order, Avant, whoever you want to call it. If they play to that caliber, that was absolutely phenomenal. Like even yeah, that's what I mean. Even some of the best IGLs in the region could look at that and go like, damn, that was nuts. Yeah. So massive congratulations
to say wow
to them for the
you literally just have to say wow. Like there's nothing that you can really fault Mako for at all in that game. The combinations of them setting themselves up for the really good plays and a little bit of the crumbling from Bantz can be a contributing factor there as well. But as you say, I think this will be a game for other teams in the region to potentially break down from how Mako played it for Overpass. If you want to learn how to play Overpass, this is the game. This is the match to do a little bit of research on. I have to say it.
No, for sure. That was really, really exciting to watch. And now we move into the map pick, which will be of Mako, Dust 2. Guys, we're going to take a very, very short break while the players get ready. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys back very, very soon. Welcome back, guys. Here we are again for what will be map number 4 of the evening, week number 5 of the Let's Play Live 2020 season number 2. And in the words of Fam, I'm impressed. That was a phenomenal first map that we've just witnessed from Mako. They've been able to bring it through really, really solid CT side and just looked unwavered and unfaltered throughout the entire way. Bantz, they got a couple of really sort of lucky rounds where they were able to sort of dissect the defense a little bit, but they were just super synergized, super clean, and all I can say is, Dion, I'm excited for map number 2 of Dust 2.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you there, Mitch. Like, just the performance that we were shown from Mako is what teams can only dream of performing, in a match, and I'm really excited to see what we do go to see into Dust 2, which of course is going to be the map pick of Mako. So I guess you could say after that one, we are expecting big things from them in this matchup, but I guess at the same thing with, the disconnection a little bit that we saw from Bantz, we're kind of expecting things from them as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And all I can think back of is just like, the first couple of games that we witnessed. I have been able to cast Mako in the past, but not a whole lot. So really my first deep dive was in this very competition. And the first series that you guys will surely remember was between Mako and Skyfire. And it was basically a bunch of toddlers throwing stuff at each other. So it was really challenging to watch. It was just very messy CS, which might have actually made it entertaining. Who knows? But it's just like we're watching a completely different team. And that is like absolutely tip the fedora to these boys about how well that they've been playing tonight. And again, really, really excited. But with that being said, I do also hope that we see Bantz manage to bring it back because, as we said, Dion, we're a lover of very, very close CS games. But despite that one being one-sided, that doesn't change anything. That was still really, really enjoyable.
And the thing with that one being one-sided as well, and before I preface this, when we look at Counter-Strike, we can see games that are very close, but there's no real hidden plays, right? We've just seen a very large difference in the scoreline, but look at the plays that came out in that game. They were awesome. So it wasn't like it was a quick one that was just completely one-sided, that was boring CS, right? It was really high-tier looking CS, and that's what made that map in Overpass really, really cool. So now, of course, we move into map number 2, the map pick of Mako, 1-0 up in the lead. Mitch, what do you put it at? Are they going to win it 2-0?
Man, if they come anywhere near as close as they did on Overpass, I'm going to put it to an immediate 2-0. But regardless, I want to watch this game and see how it plays out, and hopefully we get to that third map of Inferno because that's where I think the chance will come back for Bantz. So anyway, as we mentioned, these guys aren't a team that gets thrown off too hard. They're quite high motivation, but Addict, I don't even know what he's looking at there. They're going to start to bang their way out onto B now, and at least Falcon will be able to get that opening pick on a Jim.
Yeah, there's kit for Zilla. A bit ambitious for the jump pick to come through there, but the bomb goes down for Bantz nevertheless in this 4 versus 4 after plant scenario. So we'll see if the boys can all hit their shots. Brace's position has been known at the back of a platch right now. Falcon holding up under window. Mako is trying to piece together how to get into this site. And remember, the double doors, or the B doors rather, have just been changed in this map. So it makes things a little bit easier to get into the site, but it's not looking to be the case for Mako right now. Krim out of ammo. He'll get his head ripped off by Motion. That is a good start for Bantz.
The B side of Dust 2, very, very hard to retake. So the second gym went down. That basically meant free real estate for Bantz Gaming. A free house, but this time not for you, Jim. It does have a pool in the back and also two bedrooms and no rugs. But we are watching now round number 2, where the Force Buy will come through. So Zertz, the scout, Zilla also in the same boat. Yeah, the boys have forced into this one. Motion will actually be tagged up by one of those scouts. And now Zilla holding the line as well, and he will narrowly miss that first shot. And now they start to barrel out long.
Yeah, and he could get punished as well if there is a bit more aggression of Bantz. So Krim is here to at least soften the blow if that would be the case, to try and punch out some damage. But look at this, Calamari. A flank happened in the previous round through bedroom. He's anticipating the same thing from happening potentially. So Bantz, whilst they did gather control out of long bedroom, now looking to fall back a little bit and reassess the situation, see if there is any forced aggression from Mako. Now Calamari is going to do that. He spots out Falcon. He's probably going to have to fall back. He sees so many bodies. One will hit the floor, but the trade comes out as well. And now they're just going to leg it up through short.
All I could think of right then was just let the bodies hit the the old classico, but now we might be seeing exactly that because Zilla, he's going to line them up. How many shots can this man hit right now? Even with the USP, pulling it out, trying to find it, but it's all left on to just Motion.
1-1.
Somehow, some way, Jim, he's taken his real estate back. The bomb is dropped on short. He can actually rotate around and find that now. Motion, he's only one body shot away from his demise.
Does Jim know the bomb's there? Was it communicated? Because Zilla was shooting shots from the scout. Oh, if he spots it, he can hear the sound cue of Motion though, because Motion has to run. This is actually really favorable for Jim. As long as he doesn't reveal himself too early, he could win this. Motion, he's going to have to pick the bomb. And
oh my word!
Are you kidding me?
This is just immaculate, dude. Like, what are we watching, man? I honestly feel like, you know that, like, the meme where it's got the on the keyboard, it's got the upgrade button? Someone has just smashed that upgrade button, and somehow yeah, man. Whatever it is, it's sheer beauty, but again, just massive credit to what these guys have been doing. And I mean, look, that round was certainly a bit on Jim, but Zilla also to lock it down, do so much damage with that scout sitting on the site, popping away at short, and they just continue to fight fiercely.
I need their crosshair, their sensitivity, their settings, their config, everything.
Dog walking schedule, breakfast, diet.
All of the above. That checkbox, we tick it, we mash it, and we done. That's what we do.
I don't know what is going on with my animals right now, man. It's like a curse has come through or something. They're just sprinting around. Oh, there's like, obviously I can't exactly say what's happened, but on Tuesday, when you take the cat to the vet to do the thing, how does the man have more energy? What's wrong with him, bro?
Yeah.
Speaking of energy, yeah, Callum Murray feeling funny at the top of mid, finding that initial kill. Ruffleco will be able to find the trade back. But now into 3-on-4. It's going to be a challenge for Mako to continue to hold off here. I mean, Bantz, you know, they've taken a fair bit of damage, and Zertz will be able to find that kill back. Now they start to funnel their way out of long. Addict does have the Deagle in hand. So does Motion. So does Falcon. Are they going to be able to find their way up onto the side? Zertz with another. The damage will be dealt, though. Motion only just able to find that shot. Jim straight through the smoke, fully confident, knowing that his team is there. And Mako take number 2. The force buy will not be successful for Bantz. And yeah, look, let's see how far this train takes us.
You know what I've actually just realized as well, and I can't believe that I've just missed it. Mako started off on the CT side of Overpass. Now they're on the CT side of Dust 2, because I remember that Bantz, when they were under Justice, they loved doing T side starts on Dust 2, and they've actually carried it over into this match here now. I find that very erect. I don't really like that, because if Mako were able to put up that CT performance on the previous map, what's to stop them from doing it here?
That's exactly right. Look at this, man. Like, how immaculate is that flash? Callum Murray straight in, even getting the kill over the top onto the boost. And I mean, look, Bantz will be able to at least find themselves a plant. Well, no, they actually won't. Crimson, he somehow found 2 in this position. Falcon now all on his lonesome. The bomb is so far away. And where was Crimson? Wait. Was Crimson on short, or was he jumping from CT?
No, he was jumping with the MP9.
I am... Oh. Cookly style.
Yeah, Mako have a 4-leaf clover and a whole field of them.
Oh, bro, that's nutty. I'm just happy. I'm just happy to be here, to be honest, Dion.
No, me too, man. Like, we are witnessing the potential start of a new real contender if Mako can continue this form. Like, look at this. They smoke bedroom and they clip. Man.
Just full clear house, you know, like whatever has been going on in the servers the last couple weeks has just been, you know, clearly some incredible progress. And that's exactly what you love to see in Australian Counter-Strike. You know, it's such a, I guess, big problem, or not a problem's probably the wrong way to put it, but you know what it's like, teams not meshing together well, not understanding, you know, what it's like to actually build team synergy and that kind of thing, and giving up early. But now we got Jim on his lonesome. He's able to find 1, make that a 2nd. But if he had locked down any more just then, that could have been a phenomenal round. But now it's all on to Callum Murray in mid. He's actually taken down Ruffleco here in the process, so still a winnable round. He should be able to actually recover an upgraded weapon here as well. There's the AK. All of a sudden, this is a winnable round. He's got no kit, but there may very well be one up on the site. We'll spot out Addicts here.
Oh, it could have been closer, couldn't it? It certainly could have been closer in the end, but Bantz, they do make sure they get the bomb down. They make sure that they're winning out that 2 versus 1. You know, as soon as he peeks through window, they're making sure they're trying to double peek to secure the frag, and it does get done in the end. So, the 3 rounds that Mako found on the CT side, it might look to be equaled by Bantz on this T side. And if Bantz can find 5 or 6, I think that they would be all right in this switch up, as long as they do, you know, get things started well on their CT side. But look at this aggression from Bantz. Zilla at the doors. He finds a 2nd one as well. Once again, the individual plays to come out from Mako when maybe you don't really expect it. I think at this point in time, maybe we have to just always think it's a possibility.
So any additional control here will likely be rewarded if they are able to find the additional time. So now looking to slowly mosey their way up short, and whether or not it's going to net themselves much success. You know, they do have obviously the AWP of Crimson battered down at the end of the car. And now with the smoke grenades going down, it will at least force him back. And in the position here. He is pretty much all on his lonesome, and he's actually going to go for the wise play. Falling out towards long, going for that retake together, and that's a great Molotov, pushing the members off site. And that's what I mean. Every single decision that Mako is making is really sort of messing with the minds of Bantz.
Just a real good calculated, you know, execution, deployment, strategy, everything, decision.
Whether or not Bantz are going to be able to lock this one down, though, they do have the opportunity now as the time comes through. Falcon finding a couple of kills, but look at this position now. The bomb is planted over towards short, but it's a 3-on-3. Callum Murray, can he get aggressive? There's one. Not quite the second. No, he actually does find a second. But Addict, he's going to be able to take them all down one by one by one. They go marching. 3 versus 1 for Addict, and a third round for Bantz.
Oh, that's a bit unfortunate. Well played for Bantz, don't get me wrong, but the smoke down on the site there, it actually didn't cover the bomb, so where it was getting defused from, he was out in the open and could easily be spotted out. Very unfortunate for Mako there, but good for Bantz to get another round on the board. It does force Mako onto the eco, which means it's going to be these USPs. And they are best deployed in numbers, so the stack up is very possible to find some frags, though Jim's bandages and band-aids ain't gonna fix this one.
So an opportunity for Bantz to shine. Because as we mentioned, you know, they win Dust 2. They're a potential candidate to really drive out Inferno.
Well, let's see what they're going to look to do here for Mako. Just hold for some exits, try to double dink away with a USP. Salvage an AK into the next round might be the best opportunity for them, where, you know, the CTs will have a purchase. The AWP is a weapon that they'll definitely want to get out when it comes to Dust 2. But, you know, we can kind of say the same thing for Bantz, right? Dust 2, you generally see a T-side AWP, maybe even a second sometimes come out. It's one of those weird maps that you can kind of justify it. So we'll wait and see. That's a right click, Jim. Yeah, we'll wait and see, definitely. Bantz will take the lead for, I believe, the first time this whole night.
Let's not count them out, though, now. This is where magic happens. Potentially, we can see Bantz well and truly make their way back into not only this map, just this series in general, you know, taking the lead here on Dust 2, as you mentioned, for the first time in the entirety of the series, which is quite a crazy thing to actually be mentioning here, but quickly making their way up mid and short rather, it will be the long play. It is about to come through. Full buy back in for Mako. And will Brace be able to find anything? Addict with the first pick. Zilla able to at least find one back, but there's Calamari to also find another. Addict and Rufflecoat at least able to mosey their way out of the long position now, but I don't think Bantz are super keen. The flashbang will come in for Crimson, but now they can sort of settle. Bantz retreating, and I think Crimson, if he finds Brace here, that could be timing.
Looking. I am very confused for Brace right there, because he would have heard the flash get thrown, you know, kind of deep through towards short. I guess just not in the position to hear the footsteps of Crim, you know, while jumping up on the box and up short. So a bit unfortunate for Bantz there. Definitely going to help the case of Mako, because this is a force buy coming into this round. There's no kits, there's no real helmets for these boys, and whilst they don't really need them against the AK-47s right now, just the goal on Crim to just hold up towards short and take that duel. The info is secured through the Flames motion will challenge. Now they're going to look to carry on towards the A site, but the smoke will keep them at bay. There's actually a second smoke to even just lock them in.
Yeah, look, well played by the boys there to take down Crimson. Picking out of the molly, was able to find the kill. So Motion and Rufflecoat, the two boys sort of driving this Bantz project initially. 20 seconds remain now. Are they going to be able to find their way there? I think Jim is in a really... No, Zertz, rather, is in a really, really solid position to deny, but no, Ruffleco is going to be able to take him down. The Molotov forced him back, but look at Jim's positioning. If he's able to find this kill here, onto the site member, there's one. Spray starts to come through. Will Ruffleco be able to hit it? No! You know he will. Ruffleco of HP, but that is just enough to find the 3, which will lead now Bantz 5-3.
Yeah, well placed incendiary on the site to actually force Zertz back as well. I didn't like that the MP9 duel was played out there, but I guess in that position he was kind of forced to take that fight and then rely on his teammates to try and do it with the M4A4. And I guess their damage was dealt in the end, but Bantz as well. They hold it off well. They do gather the round, and now it should be a bit of a cleanup for Falcon, but he can't actually find a single pick. That is quite concerning, a bit unfortunate rather. He can put this AK behind armor, but it's going to be in the hands of Krim right now. They're walking out into Brace's crosshair, and him and Motion are doing a little bit better this time, but they're looking to lose their lives. Brace, he's found a couple of frags on the block. He will be able to escape, but he'll get taken down. So
it's a 2-on-2
for Mako. It's a 2-on-2. Remember, eco round.
Eco round equals win, yes. Roffelko though, he also likes to win, and he'll take 2. So Bantz finding themselves 6 now, so the momentum is certainly behind them, and that's exactly what you like to see. Could you imagine a series of this caliber getting, like, having such crazy one-sided maps to, you know, end potentially this way? That would be the 2 teams taking their alternate maps, of course. You know, as we mentioned from the very start, we were surprised by this veto. You know, we knew that Bantz are a solid Dust 2 player, or team rather. And so, yeah, look, the fact that Overpass was such a one-sided affair, and then we move into Dust 2, which we felt like could have potentially also been the Bantz show, maybe it will be. So maybe we will be heading down to Inferno, which will certainly be a solid way to end up the 5th week here in Let's Play Live CSGO Season 2.
Well, remember, Bantz probably are feeling it a little bit in this game as well, because they are, of course, 1-0 down in this duel, going on to their opponent's map pick. So it's not the greatest circumstance, but getting 6 rounds on the T side is a good start that they'll be chipper about. So we'll see if they can continue on and send it into that Inferno map. But here we go, the B rush. Zertz, he's not blinded like his opponents are. Now he is, but he is afforded some assistance on Jim stealing it, who does get second onto the USP, starting to make some moves known on the side, but it's Motion. He's trying to flow with the Ocean right now, and they somehow clean it up. I even just missed Brace finding frags in the middle. Bantz win the round.
Bantz do indeed win another round. Very, very nicely done from them to be nice and solid to lock it down. So another eco will come out for Mako. And yeah, man, look, I'm stoked for Bantz. You know, it would have been really, really sad to see them go out of this series in such a, dominant fashion from Mako. But whether or not, maybe we got a little bit overexcited on the very, very first map. But then, that being said, there is still plenty of this series left. Maybe Mako have something for us in store on the next half. But there's Bantz not only winning out the half, they've still got another 4 rounds to go.
Now, it's a similar story to the last game, just flipped right now, and on the T side, for that matter. So, we can't count Mako out just yet, just like we didn't count Bantz out of the last map until that 16th round was found. So let's see what's going to happen here. The fast boost up short, the actual really, really cool bounce on the head of the teammate for Krim to quickly get up on the box, and they can just play it together as well. Make sure they're there for the trade if needed. The flashbang Krim, high sensitivity.
Oh, what a boost. What a play.
What a play. Exactly, Mitch. Absolutely golden.
The boost onto the teammate's head in short, then Zilla also looking for it, even facing into the flashbang rather. Roffelko will be able to take him down, but Crimson confident on the trade, and now he's even going to go for the repick up short. I thought he was going to hit that flick, but no, Brace will find it back. However, Mako, they've got another round, and whilst it's only half of what Bantz have already packing, they've got still plenty of opportunity left in this second map of the series.
Yeah, well, the money situation of Bantz as well, it's all right. So they'll be afforded another purchase when they do lose the weaponry. They'll be afforded another one after this round. No matter which way it goes, Motion will help the cause for Bantz to try and get number 9, though, starting it off with the AWP. And now aggression from Brace in mid. Well-placed Flames will divert his attention over towards the tunnels. You might expect his teammates to also have the same thing happen to them, but with the smoke now hindering the vision of Mako, there could be a boost up towards short, jump up on the Xbox, and moves their way on through because the A site is relatively scarce of CTs. Callum Murray has forced his way down into in a bedroom.
So with Jim going down, that is a little bit of a hole poked inside the B defense, but it's not going to matter a whole lot, as it definitely is the A side. They're going towards, and look at that nade, the slam dunk in from Zerts, and ironically the name also Kobe. Now Zilla locking it down, finding the first. Zerts though spinning around on a pivot. We'll be able to find another, and this is just locking it down so dominantly. However, they found some kills back. The bomb, it's a long way from home. It's dropped on towards this A site. And despite the scope of motion watching it, him and Brace need to find their way up to try and pick that one. A great shot from Brace, though, on Zerts. However, Calamari is alive. What can he do here?
No utility. He's going to look for the wraparound. You'd expect up through short right now. And with motion holding that off with the AWP, he'll be locked and loaded, ready for it. If he misses a shot, then there's potential for Calamari to win it back. He sees the body.
No.
He knows he's vulnerable. Does he toss over to it, though? He does. He sees where Brace is as well. He's just going to leave. He's just going to post it. He doesn't need to move. He doesn't need to. He's going to switch back over. Brace could have moved out of the position, but he's got a headshot to back it up. Man. Just again, mate, what a play. A 1 versus 2 where you find the first one, you dodge the AWP, you realize he's vulnerable, take him out. You kind of trick yourself up with the swapping of the weaponry, but then you just see the wide swing and you hit the headshot. Really well played. Really well played.
Do you reckon they must have got some of those? It's definitely a Conky monitor, hey. That must be what it is. It's got to be.
Contributing factor? Most definitely. Vodafone internet will help as well.
Pretty solid. No delays here. But man,
Well, speaking of delays,
2 rounds left in the half. Yeah. What are you thinking?
well, with the opener onto Falcon, definitely possible for Mako just to lock it down. We've got a split offense to come out from Bantz right now. We've also got the aggression from Calamari waiting out the smoke. He could force himself into it, but he doesn't have any teammates behind him, so he's not going to go for the risky play here to give Bantz an opportunity to win the round, right? That's where we've seen Mako shine. They don't give their opponents too much opportunity. Oh, this doesn't even make noise. Oh, that's sick.
You love to see it. The Molotov quite won't go the distance that he needs, but Zilla, he's going to flash himself straight through and will net himself at least 1 kill, but now it's on to Crimson and Calamari, but unfortunately, once again, they are a long way from home. This ain't Kansas, but they have indeed at least managed to find... Oh, hang on a minute. Hang on just a second.
Oh, Brace.
This is a potential round win. Calamari, he's gone through, but Brace... Oh, no, Brace dies to top mid.
Both got AWPs.
Dude.
They've both got AWPs.
No,
he's
Toby!
Okay. But look how low they are.
What? Wait a minute. Dude,
Oh,
get the shots.
no,
Make it happen.
He's the wrong way. He's under him.
Oh, 5 points and 14 points of HP.
Man.
They've somehow pulled that out of nowhere. And I mean, look, Brace, no one saw that, mate. Don't worry.
You got the frag in the end. It's not like Zerts on the pistol round where he was tapping away at default and just missed them all. Don't worry. No one's remembering.
Yeah. We've all been there, Dion. We've all been there.
Yeah, we have. Don't worry. Oh, yeah. You an overpass, right?
Shut up.
For those missing the backstory, Conky played in this here league last season that I commentated. It was on Overpass with these boys actually in Bantz, and yeah, he did a bit of a whiff.
And look, man, I was so bad that they only brought me back as a caster. Anyway. Lots and lots of damage here dealt by the side of Mako. Zilla, look at this way, on the way through. That could have been huge, but it will just be denied. Calamari up on short, will be able to do something, but now Zert's also ready to make his way through the smoke. Not going to be able to find it though. Falcon and Brace locking it down, and there we will have Bantz locking down 10, and we are on for an absolute belter of a series right now. Understanding what we have just witnessed across both of these maps. Yeah, Brace is going huge, dude. top of the
And he's
server, top
IGL
of the
too.
scoreboard. Yeah. Well, he was a
What?
bit sleepy in the previous map, so maybe he's come out a little bit more into this one. But yeah, man, look, this is exactly what you wanted to see. You know, moving into the next half now, of course, Bantz will be sitting on that CT side. Potentially, we can see Mako throw out some form of different aggression, but I feel like Mako was still playing really, really well in that last half, but this time it was Bantz that was the one that took the lead.
No, I agree with you on that one. And I guess, you know, a little bit of sloppiness from Mako, especially in that last round there. They just pushed themselves through the smoke and they didn't really justify any trades. But for now, they certainly are. Krim locking it in for 2, trying to upgrade onto the USP. Motion whiffing a couple of shots here. We'll force him back into CT. The bomb plant can go down. And at least for Mako, you know, they've taken out Brace. They've taken out Raffle Co. I guess you could potentially say, you know, the top players for Bantz on this roster right now in this best of 3 series. But Falcon, good shot onto Callum Murray to still keep things interesting.
Addict, Falcon. Oh my word. Falcon with 3. Very, very clean retake onto this site now. The bomb will be defused. Plenty of time left. Motion does have the kit. Oh, on you, Falcon. Good stuff, buddy. And the defuse.
Yeah, I probably would have given the defuse to Falcon. He could have got an AWP in the second round.
Oh, why would you though? Why would you? So there we go. Another round. We have actually lost a member in the server. It looks like it was Falcon. So maybe he did have to say, guys, I'll be back. Just let me reset that one real quick. But he certainly shouldn't be too far away. So maybe. But 11-5, guys. Bantz has done some really, really good work so far. You know, happy to see them back into this series by far. You know, as we've obviously spoken about, this is an elimination game. The team who is unsuccessful in this one will be going technically home as it stands. So, yeah, you know, in a potential 1-1 lineup that we might have in a second, if Bantz are able to win out the rest of this map, it'll be down to Inferno, the Thunderdome.
Yeah, and when it comes to map 3, if it does go there, I am not going to be able to put my finger on it, man. Like, with how Mako have performed tonight and now with how Bantz are performing, touch wood, I think it... Look, I want it to be close, but I really can't guess it.
Close game's a good game, man. But even so, like, because that's what I say, 16-4, which it was on the first map, still a beautiful game to watch. Like, the team synergy, again, we've repeated it so much from Mako, was, yeah, almost unheard of in... you know, sort of outside of that top 8 in the region, and Mako have certainly showed us they've got what it takes to party, and now Molotov will force Motion out of play, and there's Callum Murray firing up here with 2. Make that no, it's actually Crimson. We'll be able to take out the final kill of the round, but there we go. Actually, I'm just realizing now, due to the disconnection, we sort of lost a little bit of focus, but Mako have chosen to go for the classic 3 AK buy, where it's sort of a bit of a jumble of the money to try and toss it around to each player. They obviously got the bomb plan in the previous round, and yeah, they've managed to win the second, and now that puts Bantz in a very awkward situation where they've got to force back in, and are they going to be able to win it out as Brace pushes lowers?
Well, we'll see. And just a quick explanation, if I can. There was the second round in the half, and usually for those at home, you know, you don't see the AKs be purchased up because no one can do it, and that's why I emphasize that no one. 2 members buy AKs and gift it over to people who buy armor and utility.
Exactly right. Forgo your money to buy for the opposing team. Now heading up short, Callum Murray will do some good, but Ruffleco, he's looking good as well, but not quite going to be the third. So it's all on to Brace here, trying to defend. Will he spot out the head? Will he? No. It will be Zilla to lock it down, and Mako now finds 7. The scoreline tightens, the plot thickens. And man, I'm just happy to be here.
Me too, man. Witnessing just glorious Counter-Strike, you know, you take for the first map for what it is, a big difference in the scoreline, but the plays, as I did, you know, expand upon earlier, they were really cool. And now we move into this one where we're looking like it might be an opposite fashion with Bantz just, you know, sticking it to Mako. It's not the case. You know, we're starting to get into a situation where it's becoming close. And, well, Mako, they're waltzing their way straight into a stack. The Mac 10s, they're not going to be cleanly finding anything. as motion. He's now stuck on the site by himself, and it's called to arms at the delayed mid area, but there will be some damage dealt by Bantz. The bomb to go down eventually. Addict, does he just choose to carry on himself into the side? Oh,
okay.
He's able to get that one. That's actually some pretty good damage.
Yeah.
Discounting the money that Mako have in the back pocket already, I guess.
Oh, look, anything's a start though, right? You know, you've got to do your best to at least keep the economy of Mako honest. And they have had to reinvest, you know, for the most part. But Bantz now, with that full buy, they've got no AWP for motion. If Mako are able to keep up their motion, oh, that shot was very, very close as well. If they can, yeah, keep on moving with this snowball effect that they've already started rolling, they could be looking to win this series out 2-0, which is something I never thought I'd be saying is, oh, Ruffleco, come on. Have you got it in you here? The flashbang's about to come up. He's ready to rock. There's one. There's two. Not quite the third. But that is a still very rather good defense. And now Attic, he can get the smoke grenade down and he will cut off the bomb from the rest of his team. As Crimson and Zilla, they have to choose to fall out for the time being. A very, very good hold there from Ruffleco.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit tricky for Mako to try and bring it back right now, especially when Zilla's missing a couple of shots like that. They know his position right now. It's no longer a surprise that really could have caught them off guard. Grim also revealing face. It's going to be very difficult for Mako to hold this one off. Flashbang done well from motion. Attic finds the pick. Now Zilla is trying to get up to a short. 3CT is a great first shot, but the next one can't quite connect. And Bantz, they will be gathering their 12th round on the board. Money situation, though, for Mako. They could go for it if they wanted to. It'd just be Zerts down on the lesser weaponry.
Yeah, they're definitely going to go for this. But that's exactly what we spoke about, right, Dion? You know, keeping the money honest. They were able, Bantz, to do so much damage. And now with that round win, they actually put Mako into a very uncomfortable situation. The Galil for Jim, the Deagle for Zerts. You know, that's really all they've got to work with. But oh my word, Callum Murray straight out. One member further in the pit. That will be Attic. All he has is an MP9, but Brace is going to show up and Zerts takes him down. Crimson another 4 members towards this A-bomb site.
So
and they were all taken down so quickly.
Now, I think there was even a gap in that smoke for a little bit that Falcon's position is now known as well. He will escape through the mid doors, not spotted out by Zilla, who's just sitting pretty up at top mid for whatever reason, whether it be disconnection, which is unfortunate, whether it just be to hold it off for a potential hunting pick. I think it'd be the latter one there. Maybe thinking Falcon could go down through a mid, but he's going to be trying to hold off this M4 into the next round. And you know, when we do get a quite easy one from Bantz in the previous one, Mako, they read the room and they know, let's just run out long, see what we can do. And it works. You're on a round where you force in, you need to win it, you need to catch your opponents off guard. They did that.
Man, oh man, if we have this series end up 2-0, I honestly, yeah, again, I won't know really what to think, but it will be an amazing result regardless. And I'm just glad that Bantz have been able to bring it back the way that they have. But now they are unfortunately in a very awkward situation financially. You know, they've asked their mum for extra money, but she said, no, we have movies at home. So you're not allowed to go out this time. So we will sit 12-9. Falcon might be able to make a relatively big play with the M4, but it's got 5 AKs on the side of Mako, and with all this hype that they've got behind them right now, maybe they can continue to roll on.
You know, though, Mitch, it's that they got a meme of, we have movies at home, and you know what our mums are giving us movies? 7 midnight, Thursday mornings.
Movies at home, the best kind. Definitely worth
the Conky and
But Ruffleco, he could have gone pretty big just then, but unfortunately he does not. However, Brace is able to fight back, and now with the weapons that they've recovered, they are going to choose to run it back. I'm not talking about Phoenix, though. They're heading top mid. They won't be running anytime soon into a difficult situation. But look at Zilla. This is, remember when he got all those kills through mid doors?
Yep.
On Dust 2?
Yep.
Yeah, that's exactly. We've just seen the same thing.
Yeah, that to end the game against Skyfire. Yeah, I remember that.
And the best part is hearing the comms as well. Yeah, it was.
Well, it was an eco,
and
right? That's how they ended the last game too. An eco. Oh my.
Yep. Hearing the comms as well. It wasn't even like
it was
just he was super chill. I was like, nice.
Yeah, well, Mitch, that's double digits for Mako now, which means we're 2 in the difference. There will be a purchase to come forward from Bantz here. They've got the AWP for motion glass cannon style, no armor to back it up. So they're really trying to force up and get the better weaponry in their capable players' hands to really just try and win the round and keep the lead here to, I guess, not get eliminated 2-0 fashion.
They're going to have to do their darndest to avoid that right now, as now with the members getting into lower. They're already hungry to make their way through mid, and I mean, the nade is good. Do plenty of damage, and there's motion to lock it down, but already they've swung control of mid. They're isolating it now. Pressure starts to come through. Can Addict lock this down on the other side of the smoke? Brace will be able to find one, but there's a member waiting. Brace another. He has done so much in this round. Looking like a 13th, another kill. At least from Zertz, but that's not before Roffelko does find it. Somehow Crimson missing that shot, and Zertz, unfortunately, there's not a whole lot he can do there. It is a long way to save. Now he might just try and recover the AK because, again, as we spoke about, keeping the economy honest, should be able to recover that one. Just pick up the weapon.
Well, he did just throw the AWP out of the map to make sure Bantz aren't getting a double AWP setup known in the server. He will be good for one on a brace in the end. He does have a pathway in towards B that he could have made work of, but Falcon will rotate his way over there. Now they're just going to look to lock him down, let him get out of the tunnels, and then the crossfire setup will end his life in the end, you would expect. And there it is. Motion to close it. So the 13th for Bantz. Money situation of Mako is rightly here for a buy. As Zertz and Zilla can drop over to Crim and Callum. It'll be all right. This utility will suffer for it. So let's see. Can Mako win this here? Or will it be a conceding 14 round over to Bantz, where the money situation of Mako will be broken? We may look for Bantz securing overtime point.
Oh boy. Overtime. A timeless classic. Starring Komodo and Conky. And Depression. Match. It's always a long one. But
it's not Mirage, it's okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's right. Now, speaking of that, though, I was actually just thinking I probably shouldn't have even used that word in that way. Hey, it's a time where we must take care of each other, our friends, our family, each other that love, just like Callum Murray gave us emotion. So yeah, everyone, make sure you're staying safe, okay? Hope you guys are all okay, and I know I can only speak for myself, but I'm sure Komodo's doors is open as well. If you ever need a chat.
100%. More than willing to have a chat with anyone. Just shoot us a message, and well, Creamy's going to shoot Falcon a message. Why are you looking the wrong way, mate? You're supposed to be soaring in the skies, not 6 feet under. You are now 3 versus 3. Bantz. They do have kits that have a little bit of utility to work with the art to plant positions of Mako. They're quite good. Not going to lie. It's planted for them. They're looking to hold it down. Now, Zilla's in a very unique position that gets overlooked because they don't have Molotovs to force them out that you would usually see thrown there. The HE grenade will do it in the end. The smoke on the bomb. They have to stick it right now. He gets seen before the smoke blossoms, and that's it. Mako win the round.
Roffelko might not even live here. Just 4 points of HP is all that he has left in the tank. But there we go. Mako now solidify themselves 11. Obviously, Roffelko will be able to at least drop his gun over to Brace. That'll just be the Deagle now holding on to the M4 as well. Does have the kit. But yeah, man, look, they don't really have a whole lot of money to buy much at all. So Motion, Falcon, going to be sitting back with just the USPs. It's all going to be on Roffelko. That's what I mean, man. The guy's an animal. He's got 24 kills.
Yeah, that's the sort of numbers that I'm expecting from him in Inferno as well, technically, if it does
look at the top mid push.
Map, but yeah,
it's beautiful.
I'm for this. Now, this is do or die situation right here as well. If they don't get this, it'll hurt. And Zilla is going to be looking for it. They're not looking for it. Oh,
he checks that!
He switched to his knife as well!
Dude!
Wait! And now that would have round off that too, hey.
Yeah, that was the round winner right there, but now it's on to Motion to try and defend, but Calamari there just all over it, man. Whatever happened to calm that? And I mean, look, fair, I guess, but
you waste all the time.
Yeah.
And you're expecting it, yeah.
That's
well
huge.
played from Mako to well played from Mako to just read that out there, to just check it, just to make sure, a little bit of an itch potentially to say, hey, he could be flanking, whether it's commed or not. Zilla, he checks it, it works out right. They win the round off. It was the pistols that was still there for the rest of Bantz. And you mentioned Rufflecom on 24, Brace is on 25, and you know, really, really, really good. Don't get me wrong. I have to emphasize Brace. In this lineup of this Bantz team, he shouldn't be the one getting the frags, right? If you think about it.
Yeah, no, exactly. But he's had a pretty good night so far, to be honest. He's done really well on this map, and obviously, yeah, Ruffleco just catching up. But now it needs to be them really, really starting to bring this back. Obviously, this is kind of a last-ditch effort. And now taking control of Long, we've already got one member out towards the blue bin. I don't know if they're actually aware of that. If they're happy to just leave him there, or will he actually creep away? Missing the shot, though, will be motion. Taken down by Callum Murray. Another amazing shot. And now they can really start to wrap, capitalize, and isolate these two members out towards Long. Once again, phenomenal plays coming out from Mako to be able to really find those picks. And they forced Bantz off the site so hard. And once again, the bomb will be planted. At least Falcon can find one.
Yeah, Zerts with the AWP as well can overlook the site from, well, wherever he chooses. It's going to have to be over towards Long, which is the right idea. You know, you got your teammates holding off through short. The bomb's planted over there as well. Flashbang pulled out is not to my liking, but it will blind off his opponents. The first shot is connected. The flames will force him back into the deliverance of the site. No scope on a Brace. How is he able to escape with that one? He's trying for another one. We'll get punished by a Falcon in the 2 versus 2. Time is ticked away very far. In the fight, the Ninja's trying to be found, but Krim, a perfect spray down. I thought it was Jim that we were witnessing there, but it's actually Krim. 13-13. We tie it up, Mitch, and the money, it is cooked for Bantz.
This is insane, man. What a game we are witnessing right now. Potentially one to sort of mark the season and, you know, how it's gone for us. Obviously, it's my first season in a little while back into the Let's Play Live technical studios, you know, the call that we are in right now, of course, witnessing this beautiful broadcast. And it's been a very, very sort of humble surprise. You know, we've only really had 1 week of, and not even bad games, just like less than stellar, you know, where it was a little bit up and down. And it wasn't anything to do with the broadcast or production. It was just some average games. But for the most part, we've had some bangers, and this is certainly one of them, you know, super one-sided in the strength of Mako in the previous map. And now it's a super close one, 13-13. And man, it's an eco for Mako, for Bantz rather. Mako should be able to find 14 here.
Well, if they don't find it, it'll be down to some individual plays. And to start it off, Rufflecoat, he does find one, and a bit of added damage onto Callum Murray. The flashbang as well. He knows where Callum is. He is going to exercise on the edge of caution and fall on back. Flashbang will also keep them at bay. If you're Mako right now, you'd probably concede a little bit of the control in mid. You see it as pistols. Just go over towards A long. Give yourselves a little bit of the longer angles to fight from. Rufflecoat's been burnt. He's have to force on through into mid, but now he has the opportunity to fall on back to the site where Mako are going to be executing through. It will be on a Falcon, though, on the flank to try and find something.
Does damage. Is he going to be able to lock it down? No. Crimson with another amazing shot. It's all on the Falcon, the captain. Will he be able to lock it down? No. Missing a couple of shots there. They will be able to find their position on the site now and moving as a unit, trying to head back. Falcon, though, doesn't have... No, Jim wants the toes. Gives him a bit of a tickle and a kiss, and Mako find 14.
And this is most likely do or die time for Bantz. This will be it. If they don't win this round here, yes, they will have the loss bonus coming into their back pockets at the fullness, but it'll be 15th round on the board for Mako. And if you've got that loss bonus coming through, you can't get your armor, your weaponry, and your utility. Not to speak that everyone's just blind right now for that matter, but yeah, this is really going to need to be found by Bantz, and they can't get it flowing in the beginning. Brace is good for one, the trade on through at least, but he's down to 37 HP. Bogdan's Law, of course, Conky's favorite law when it comes to Counter-Strike, I think.
Still can't believe that is actually a thing after all these years, you know? A player that was just absolute garbage inside NAFPL, and one clip lives for a legend. And it's a good, like, the irony is that he was right all along. Like,
Yeah.
we've seen it in pro play forever. And I mean, look, he didn't create it, but certainly the meme came along with it. But there we go, Brace. Bogdan's Law succeeding as he will find the shot. But now it's all on demotion. 1v3. They've got the bomb, and this is what I love. They can recollect. They've already, like, look, just...
Oh, no.
Okay, never mind. Almost. But now they know where he is, and they can take control of the site.
And they've got 2 Molotovs as well to keep him at bay. The
Oh, man.
He actually legs Zerts as well, but I say leg. All he could see was his head and shoulders, not his knees and toes.
Head, shoulders, knees, and toes. There we go. Zerts has just put basically the real pressure on now. Mako have taken 15 rounds, and that was just, yeah, again, man, the informational plays that these guys are making, you know, this was it was 11-5. And then they moved to the T, well, then they 10-5, moved to the T side, 11-5 when Bantz won the pistol, and that shot should have hit, I feel.
Yeah.
But anyway, they are aggressing towards long. 4 members on the A side, and if Mako discover this, they can. Yep, they know. They know. This could almost be done right now, Dion.
Here we go. Motion through the smoke. Flashbang through. Stewie 2K attempt. Yeah, you know, it makes his presence known, but they are completely catching Bantz off guard. Alrighty, Conky, this is it. Addict and Roffle Co. We need to see the biggest performance of, not their career maybe, but maybe. Hey, if they lose this, they are out of the LPL season. I love this boost from Krim. I absolutely...
Oh, what? Ruffle Co. He certainly hasn't been washing his hands. That was dirty, but despite the kill, you know, he's in a 1v5 right now, and this would be potentially the most phenomenal play I've ever seen if he was able to win out this round. He's found 3. He almost finds 4. So at least he puts on a little bit of a show. Not quite able to hit the 30, but that is, let me just repeat it, a 2-0 for Mako against Bantz. That was a phenomenal showing from the team. I'm so excited to get Zerts in here to actually have a little bit of a chin wag with the man. The IGL of the team, of course, will be joining us shortly. But before he's in here, Dion, that was, again, as I say, a completely different team. The Dust 2 was potentially one of the best maps that we've had outside of the very first map, I think was Vertigo against the Truckers. That was solid as well. But that Dust 2 map was just crazy.
No, that was absolutely killer. You know, this just the disparity from the first map that we see into the second one, where it's a one-sided affair for Mako. Then coming into this one, it's kind of looking to be a bit of the Bantz show here. But for Mako to compose themselves to bring it back and really start to just make it really close, man, it was phenomenal. It was so cool. So let's get Zerts in here.
Zerts, how are you, buddy?
How are you guys?
Good, mate. Good, mate. How are you? Look, all I wanted to say is straight up, dude, congratulations. Like, obviously, I've known you quite a while now, my friend, and all the time that you've been putting in with these guys, you know, relatively not newer players to the scene, but, you know, certainly not, 4 of the most known players in the region or anything like that. But whatever you have actually done to create, tell me about Overpass, because that was one of the best overpasses I've seen in Australian CS in quite a while.
Well, to be honest, we were quite surprised that they wanted to pick it against us. Literally about 3 or 4 weeks ago in just practice, I think it was like a 28-2 or a 26-4. So we were pretty confident going in. And as soon as they selected it, we were just like, wow, we're okay. This is just a gift. And so we're pretty confident going to that. We didn't have to think too hard. We didn't anti-strat it or anything like that, but we just played our game. And yeah, we have a good overpass. I think we should have beat Truckers on it a couple weeks ago. And yeah, it's just really strong for us.
Nah, really well played, Zerts. It was a phenomenal map to witness. And I guess moving on into Dust 2 there, a little bit rocky in the beginning, but you guys composed yourselves to bring it back. What was going through in the comms there?
We knew we had a really strong T side, so we weren't worried. We felt like 5 rounds was good for our CT. Anything was going to be a bonus. And I think we sort of proved that. We just listened to Zilla, and Zilla told us what to do. As the IGL, and we just played our game again, and it was easy enough.
Oh, there you go. Well, that's actually something we didn't know. So Zilla has been the IGL man. Well, massive props to him for everything he's been doing, man. But look, I guess to sort of wrap it up and close it all out, obviously you guys will be going on into the next leg of the bracket to continue on in Let's Play Live. But yeah, man, what's in store for you guys? You know, what do you guys plan on doing over the next couple of weeks to make sure that you guys are hot and ready for the next couple of games?
I think it was going to be, if we lost tonight, we were ready to just probably have like a week or so off, do a bit of a players break, and just reset mentally like everyone else is getting to do. But now that we're through to the next, lower bracket game, we're just going to, crack our bottoms off and do what we can to make sure I think we come up against Truckers, is that right? And do whatever we can to beat those guys. Yeah, I just want to say also a big shout out to Mako, our organisation. Absolute legends, and I know they'll be listening and tuning in. We got a big fan club there. So yeah, that's all.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Serious pleasure again to have you on, Kobe. Obviously, mate, it's really, really cool to see you hanging around and playing with these guys, and it's awesome to see how well Mako have done. So all the best for the next week, my friend, and we look forward to casting you in the next week.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate the cast.
Take care, man.
Thank you, Zerts. Well, there you have it, guys. Zerts, who we thought, I guess, would have been the IGL there, but it's actually Zilla. So putting up a great performance there, maneuvering his team, which is really cool. But, guys, without further ado, where are we at? What's going to be happening next?
There we go. So breaking it down on the night that we have seen. So Mako clean 2-0 up against Bantz, of course, and the Truckers 2-0 over Skyfire as well. So, one map that one best of three rather that we expected, and then one that we completely didn't. So bad luck, of course, to Bantz. It's super sad to see them go, but in that fashion, that was phenomenal to witness. So what an absolute banger of a couple of matches we have facing up next week in week number 6 down.
Yeah, a bit of a break for Roosters and Paradox now, of course. They will be battling it out to get into the grand final, of course, skipping over week 7. The loser of that match, of course, if you lose 2 games in this brackets that we have here, you are out. So whoever loses there, they do have that all-important second chance against the winner of Mako and Truckers. So I'll be really excited, Mitch, to see what we're going to be seeing next week.
Nah, look, it's going to be a fantastic couple of games. The exciting part, as you mentioned, obviously, is that double elimination format. Roosters, Paradox, both phenomenal teams. So at least they get another chance. But, man, yeah, all I can think of is how good Mako and Truckers should be. As Zerts mentioned, of course, they had a bit of a close run in the other time, but there is a possibility for them to do really, really well going forward. So that excites me. Paradox versus Rooster should be an absolute banger of a game as well. But before we do start to wrap up, Dion, any words for everyone who is watching at home supporting the broadcast?
I hope you're enjoying what we're putting on here, guys. Like, the work that the guys behind the scenes do, everyone that's involved is absolutely sensational. To put this on, to provide this play through this tough time, to give us a little bit of excitement in these games is always welcome. As Conky and I touched on earlier, our DMs, our doors are open for anyone that wants to chat. Big shout out to the sponsors that put on for the LPL as well. Conker, Vodafone, WD Black, the New Zealand Defence Force. You guys are phenomenal. I think that's going to wrap it up from me tonight as well, Mitch.
There we go, man. You couldn't have put it any better myself, buddy. Honestly, the world has been a bit wild lately. Obviously, again, it's a big shame that we're not going to be able to go over to that LAN. I was really, really looking forward to not only hanging with the players, but also the great, amazing broadcast team. Big shouts, Daniel, Sam, of course, Zoe, and Mandy, and everyone else who's involved with it all over there. Tham as well. So big shouts to everyone in the studio right now who's been able to support us, put on the show for you guys. And of course, everyone stay safe. Please look after each other. And all I can say is I cannot wait to get back in week number 6. Guys, I've been Conky. Alongside me has been Dion, Komodo Perrotta. I will see you all next week for week number 6 for Let's Play Live Cyber Game. Let's Play Live Cyber Game Counter-Strike, week number 6. Peace.
Catch you guys.